Good morning, everyone. There must be a lot of little background noise because my avatar is actively bubbling, but I'm not doing much, so we'll find out. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Happy Christmas Eve. Huh. Little bit late night. I called. She was snoozing and freaking out. Oh yeah, I saw there was a clip of it, Desiree. I didn't even bother because I saw the post made, and I knew seeing that post made was enough that I would get so angry. I got the basis of it. So she is uneducated. She doesn't sound it. She is, but I got the basis of what she said. And she chooses to act ignorant, Kimberly. It's an act. It is an absolute act. I'm sorry, but you are not a woman of her age running a household, having 5 kids, and not able to comprehend the basics of things. It's impossible. And if it is, then it's willful ignorance, and I don't got time for it. I don't got time for it. She is a pathological liar. There's something sincerely, deeply wrong with that girl. It has had been made clear over the years. I am tired of fighting these allegations of being this big bad wolf in her world. Yet when it came time to present what she had to represent me as that, she had absolutely nothing. And my biggest challenge, if you want to keep with that narrative, unprivate all your streams. Unprivate all your streams. I'll wait for it because you won't. Absolutely, she does. And she relies on that dumb, stupid video to try to, you know, validate herself, but it doesn't. You look stupid. That's all you have? 4 years of me supposedly tormenting you? That's all you have? Wow. Okay. Only a complete idiot would believe, Brittany. We had a YouTube baby. I know that's right, girl. Thank you. She's a liar. She's a liar. It was debunked. She's a liar. I can't. I can't. She does play stupid. Absolutely. I also love how she tries like really hard to discredit the way I look while looking how she looks. I also like that you were dumb enough to highlight a comment that says you're going to write a damn book about how 2 single moms got rich off of Rico. I love that. I'm going to present that to the judge. I love how you are so stupid that you are so ridden with jealousy as you always have been while you sit over there barely able to stay awake, can't complete a thought, and your own kids curse you to fuck out. I love that you sit obsessing over everybody else instead of fixing your own goddamn life. I love that for you. And I love that you are so stupid, you don't realize how far you are on the losing end that you continue to make shit worse for you. I can't wait until I stand before you in front of a judge and proclaim why you owe me so much money in punitive damages that is going to fucking make you physically sick to hear the number. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait. And make sure your little group of friends aren't as illiterate as you before you invest in writing a book, because you can't even read a damn super chat. The struggle is real. You struggle to breathe, you struggle to walk, you struggle to talk, you struggle to stay awake. I guess I would too if I looked and acted like you. Hell, I'd want to be asleep all the time too. She don't know when to shut up. I can't wait. Don't give two shits. It's going to be the most beautiful thing in life. I can't wait until that gavel comes down and she is held so far accountable. I can't wait. And I can't wait till you see how you tied Craig right into it. I can't wait. It's going to be a glorious day. I tell you all, it'll be a glorious day. It's going to be a fantastic day. You got balls to even stream me when you claim to be terrified of me. Ain't that something? Can you imagine going to the courts and trying to convince the internet that you're so terrified of somebody, yet you keep playing them and poking them and talking about them? Can you even fathom the thought of that? Imagine just that right there sums up what I've dealt with for years. Imagine having somebody claim that you're this big bad wolf in their story, yet they never shut the fuck up about you. That is what I've dealt with for years. Unprivate all your videos. Why is half your channel hidden? Are you afraid of the proof coming out? You're afraid of the truth? Thank God we got enough of it. And I'm going to play one big part of it today. Cracky Jacks, thank you. She is batshit crazy. I mean, I would be too. Look, she lives with a man that don't love her, with kids that don't respect her. She has to live with the guilt of the fact that she handed over 3 kids to live with a man that gets fucking drunk and berates her on the internet. I mean, come on. The girl, she has every reason to be fucking depressed. And I'll tell you what, I wasn't one of them. But I will be when that gavel comes down. Mark my words. Going to be a sad day for you. I don't know why people keep saying she lost teeth, but I wouldn't doubt it. You sit up all night fucking stoned, eating candy, falling asleep with drool coming out your mouth. What do you expect? I can't. Yeah, I heard that apparently, exactly, piss poor mother. I heard that apparently she fell asleep again last night. If you're going to be all Billy Badass and you're going to try to put somebody in their place, can you at least stay awake while you do so? That would be a real difficult thing for you to do. Hey, my favorite bee. Get Craig that duck for Christmas because it'll be the last time you can buy one. Please. You think that girl buys, if you're talking about duck meat, come on. We all know where she gets that. Several times falling asleep, and you're worried about what the fuck I'm doing? Worried about what the hell I'm doing? Hope that whole stream BJ did last night is shown to a judge. BJ lied and lied and lied. Oh, of course she lied and lied and lied. That's all that girl does. I knew she was so stupid. Hearing her last night, the sheer volume of her delusion really shone through. Well, I'll tell you what. Like, even her being as stupid as to say, like, oh, thousands of people didn't see Granny's docs. Are you that fucking detached from reality? Seriously. You go look at how many people played that fucking court record. Look at the number of viewers they get from it. I mean, she really just talks to talk. I'll tell you. Hold on, I thought I saved something. Now I'm looking for it. Give me a second. I do not spring rain. I celebrate Christmas. Give me just a moment. I hate when I try to send myself something and it doesn't go through. But I'm going to debunk this whole, like, Granny was the first to dox us, because I got you in 2022 up on Barb's talking about people putting your husband's name because you're such a damn liar. I've had my husband's full name and my father-in-law's address posted in my chat. It's so gross. You said this in October 2nd of 2022. Guess who you're conversing with in the chat? Me. So I'm the one that doxed you, but yet you're sitting there talking to me in the chat. If Granny was doing things like that, there would be a lot of live streams about it. But I'm the one that did it. You just can't keep up with your lies. It's a real problem for you. It's going to be a bigger problem for you when you have to explain to a judge why you used the back of a missing child, ruin publicity for them for your own stubborn reasons, to try to seek revenge on somebody who doesn't give a shit if you're online or off. That you're going to have to explain to a judge that your insecurities, that a guy would come on my panel, led to you accusing me of RICO and lying under oath. You're going to have to explain that, because best believe I got all the proof. And you know what? You've never had proof. How many times have you all heard Brittany say she's going to show you? I'm going to show y'all the proof. Hold on. I'm going to show y'all. I'm getting there. And she never does. Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard her say she's going to show proof of something and never fucking does. I know. She has nothing, straight talker. She used to sit up there with TT, with Voices, with Angela, with all these people day in and day out going at me. All of 2023 going at me. I mean, I have it so far documented. It's going to be the most beautiful. It's going to beat Chasen's presentation any day. It's going to be the best PowerPoint you've ever seen. And I can't wait. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. In this very stream, here's BJ. I've had my husband's, because again, she's such a liar. She can't even be honest about being married or not. Thank you, Delilah. Many people remember it. Brittany thinks everybody here is brand new. They're not. Especially the OGs that have experienced you as well. The Melissa Jays, the Alex Ericksons, they fucking know. Anyway, here she is. I've had my husband's full name and my father-in-law's address posted in my chat. It's so gross, right? Let's look at who she's conversing with in the chat. Granny's watching. I agree. Mind you, I have this girl blocked. That's why, And now we have, I agree. If Jess did the same thing, there would be multiple lives going. Same exact screen, same exact stream. So who did it? Who did it? I was the first to dox you. And then to dismiss that the level of people that have seen this RICO lawsuit when you did it off the back of a missing child who was national news. I mean, that's exactly what her issue is, because she will never acknowledge the gratitude of what she did. And that's fine, because she's going to realize it when she's slapped down with a price tag. And that's the only thing that gets through to that heifer is some gosh damn money. And we all know that. And haven't I proven, Cracker Jacks, when I replay streams from 2023 to current time, my story has never changed. But she's been tormented by you for years. It was unreal what she was saying. Yet she never shuts up about me, right? You never sought out a personal restraining order against me. Matter of fact, you actively go at me. So if you've been tormented for years, how many of you go at your tormentors? How many of you sit there and have somebody that supposedly ruined your entire life, but you go at them every single day? She absolutely gaslit herself. Exactly, Delilah. BJ used to miss her own streams. When it would go live extremely late because she was in another chat bashing me. Yep. Hey, Crimson. I know she sure did. It is all about the Benjamins. But we got enough proof, and I think enough people have seen it by now. And again, my biggest proof would be, where's all her streams? If I'm lying, unprivate, your 4 years of content. Where are they all at? What's the difference on GW getting an RO? Well, let's start with this, straight talker. How many times did Brittany say I didn't deserve that RO? Let's start with that. Let's also go with the fact that I not only was I granted a 3-year, which is the longest you can get in PA, but we also went through an appeal where it was upheld. So you're going to tell me 4 judges were wrong? The difference is yours was not granted because yours is based off fallacies. That's the difference. But I love the fact that Brittany sat there and dog whistled and berated me and told me I didn't deserve it and all these other things, and then turned around and tried to get one herself. That's the type of bitch we're talking about here. We're talking about the type of bitch that would sit there and judge somebody else until they need to do it. Then all of a sudden it's acceptable. Then all of a sudden, well, why can't I get one? Bitch, nobody said you fucking couldn't. The judge said you couldn't. Don't look at me for that. Oh, I can't. I knew as soon as I seen the comment in the chat, it was going to make me. I'm telling you, I dealt with this for years. You guys have no idea how infuriating it is to have somebody just lie about your reality. So excuse me if I sound a little extra angry today, but to hear this bitch sit over there and rely on the same old out of context, stupid ass motherfucking clip video, and that's your validation. Your validation should have been in the format of exhibits in a courtroom, yet it was empty. What? Last night she said the anti-slap has been ruled to have no merit. Oh, I love that for her. Thank you, Cash. RICO and retribution. So tell us again, you don't even know what's going on in your own case. Do you even know what that means? No merit means? Your entire filing was ruled to have no merit. The fuck you mean? She's unbelievable. She lied to her son over and over. He kept waking her up. She kept saying, "I'm not sleeping." Yeah, your kids, you want the world to believe your kids are so stupid they can't distinguish somebody sleeping from being awake? Right, her entire life has no merit. The fuck? I agree, B-Fam. She is in for a very rude awakening. I love the excuse that her, like, friends are trying to give her now that, well, Brittany didn't know what she was signing. She was tricked into it. Yet who recalls Brittany saying she had two other attorneys look at it and say that is a very good lawsuit? How many of you recall Brittany saying that? That she had two people look at it, two attorneys look at it, and said that she has very good standing. It's a very good lawsuit. Fuck out of here. You didn't know what you were signing. Bullshit. Always want to take this. Is that what you claim when you signed over rights to your kids? I didn't know what I was signing. Therefore, I didn't do it. Fuck off. If only you had a bus driver in your life, you would be saved. Bus drivers save people's lives, and there would be no schools without them. Well, to be honest, bus drivers do have an important job that often gets diminished. There are a lot of kids that don't have the luxury of living close enough to a school and or parents without vehicles or no transportation to school. And I've always given utmost respect to my kids' school drivers. Now, would I say is life-saving? No, but they are important in the educational realm, especially in lower class areas. But I get the sentiments. B10 woke up and chose bullshit today. Thinking that BJ and Craig are not harmful. Well, they are. I think it was Kim and BHB because it certainly wasn't fucking Rancher. She was super excited about her free lawyer. We're all dumb, according to Beach and Craig. Right, we're all the dumb ones, and she's winning a fucking lawsuit. Kraken, you just came in. We're all dumb. They're going to win 2 lawsuits, and we're all the ones that are detached from reality. Yep, you got us. There's just, 1.5K of us that are just so detached from reality, and you're living right in it. Hell, I don't think she can distinguish when she's awake or when she's sleeping, if I'm being honest. Maybe in your dreams, you're this beauty queen that's married with 2 children and, a Christian loving mother and friend and wife. But in reality, you're a woman with 2 kids out of wedlock with a man you've been with for 15 years that won't even put a ring on your finger. You have to put one on his. Hell, the one time you put one on your own just to make the public appearance. Your man comes to the mic and tells everybody the type of women he's looking for. The one time he said he was going to use the super chat that you received as his next pickup line at the bar. That's why you buy the man alcohol, because you don't want him to leave the home. I mean, we all know what the fuck's going on. But yes, Tuts, you're the only one living in reality. Gee golly, we are so detached, my friends. Everybody pinch yourself. Make sure you're awake. Fucking ridiculous. It is a sad life. It's a sad life. Imagine being so confident that you want to convince half the internet that they're wrong and you're right. And fuck the judges too. We don't care what they say. uh, he said his mom would get everything of his, not her. Well, she should. It was her husband's. How's that Campbell site doing you, BJ? How's that soup holding up for you? And talk about lukewarm. Everything in your life is lukewarm, including the living room. How many fucking heaters do you got plugged in? Holy shit. Oh my gosh. I can't. I can't with the whole everybody else is stupid. Everybody else is wrong. The judge's ruling was wrong. What Nick and them put is right. We're right. You didn't even. Hey, Brittany, if you were so confident in litigation, why didn't you ever answer my attorney's admissions? You didn't want to go through that depot, did you? You fucking asshole. Okay, sorry about that. BJ pretty much validated you last night. GW Jones is saying anything made her feel defended. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean. Um, Jones is saying anything made her feel defended. Oh, validated me that I said she takes any little bit of like lean in towards her against the people she dislikes as defending her. I have not, me and my saint. Did you get the email I sent about the hottest gym equipment in town? Mm-mm. Is it called the Space Heater 101? Because according to Brittany, who doesn't look like she would know what a treadmill looked like if she literally ran on one. Oh, I can't with that bitch. Hey, Mrs. Fletcher. Sign on without thinking about it a lot. She prayed about it, thought it through before signing the injunction. So your little mods that are running around with the broom are lying. They're lying. Because it's your little mods running around saying you didn't know what you were signing, that you were tricked. So, dang, you literally, what kind? Your God lied to you. Sorry. Your God lied to you. What a shame. Hey, I'm going to write a book about how Dog the Bounty Hunter and 9 internet rejects decided to frivolously sue 2 women, accuse them of RICO, and ruined the public awareness of a missing child and how it made case code. I think I'm going to write that book. That sounds good to me. What an idiot. BJ on a treadmill. Can you even fathom? She absolutely knew, and that just valid. She said it herself, she knew. Candy wrapper, Merry Christmas to you. Right, and then like I said, I'm a seahorse. She also told everybody that she whatchamacallit, had 2 lawyers look over it. 2 outside lawyers. I seriously think that bitch got something wrong. She literally cleared her throat every time she started to talk. She's choking on insecurities and the realization that she is a piece of shit. Give her a break. I mean, why don't you go ahead and like I said, release the 4 years of content you hid? That will tell everybody the truth. I mean, if we got to dig deep enough, I fucking will. I'd be so offended if people that liked me said I was tricked into doing something. That's what I said. Just like they clapped like an episode of Mickey's Clubhouse because Brittany told the truth. Yeah, you hear that? Brittany just took accountability and said she was sleeping. Yay! Spring Rain, thank you so much for being a member for 13 months. Merry Christmas to you. Well, her ad is chasing crime. Release the BJ files. They're like, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. There was this fantastic video done, and I'm obviously not going to play all of it, but I am going to link you all to it because unlike Brittany's little heavily relied on clip channels that take like 30 seconds from each stream and they turn it into a video with, trendy music to manipulate. This actually has full clips because again, Brittany hid most her shit. But the timeline is written right here. But I feel like I'm preaching to the choir. I think all of you that are watching, that are listening, even those of you that don't chat, or even perhaps don't even freaking like me, I think all of you can see what the truth is. I mean, I played a video of Brittany in 2023 telling the same lies she tells today. What are the chances of that? This is a beautiful timeline. All of these people are in it for the notoriety and money. She's talking about Nick here. Let's just... BJ enjoying other creators getting attacked, so Christian of her. I 100% agree with TM, only I think she's after the wrong one. They attacked her on QBs for questioning Chloe and her billboard scam. So now she's going after Duchess. She needs to hit Chloe and barbecue up first, for real. Isn't it funny that on the date of September 12th, Brittany was also gunning for Chloe and barbecue? who happens to be the two people they were initially after with the injunction. What changed that, Brittany?
We bite back, but we bite back in court. We bite back with the feds in a federal courthouse, not on X. Thank you to Stephen Fisher.
Look at this date. I can't see it. September 16th. September 16th. Let's see who Nick mentions when talking about litigation.
For accepting to speak with us, well, our attorney, and you want to host it on X. Let's do it. Again, we're not trying to have a circus, but we're setting the record straight.
Nick, again, comprehension is the issue. Nick only knew to put me in after Brittany reached the fuck out because she was worried that I was dog whistling for Nick to come on panel. So she hurried like the insecure bitch she is and called Tony, who put her on the line with Nick, where Brittany must have doxed me for Nick to realize I'm in his location. Hence why he said, I'm going after Granny first because of location. Is it that difficult to fucking understand? Please drop some ones in the chat if you understand what I'm saying before I lose my fucking mind. I am so tired of being fucking gaslit. I'm going to show you right here on September 16th, the motherfucker doesn't mention me. You know why? Because I wasn't on their radar. I don't see a goal. Just a little hot cocoa Christmas gift. Thank you so much. I hope justice is served soon. Thank you. Woo, deep breaths, deep breaths.
And a lot of these guys are going to end up in court to explain themselves.
Yes,
this might be my only live this week because I'm still obviously waiting to go through a few things that we are filing today, tomorrow. Today's Monday. Yeah, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So all up until Friday, we have filings coming out. And until those are with the clerk of courts, there's a little bit of a zip tie on me. And Hong is going to continue taking over. Cluminati, I'm going to give you a clue about what's going to come. And it's called...
Who did he just mention? Our girl Clue, not Granny.
A federal injunction, not a cease and desist. We're going to drag you through the courts, and we're going to drag you in every state if you live in, and we're going to bring you to Tennessee, we'll bring you to New York, we'll bring you to Pennsylvania. We're gonna sue Cluminati, especially because I can't stand that person. You made it on my radar with your Cluminati. Come at me, don't come at other people.
Clue in the chat, September 17th. I don't want her back to my channel. BJ showing that she watches my shit, and anybody that comes in my channel is shunned from hers, right? The 17th. Somewhere between September 1st and September 17th, something happened to completely change BJ's view on Nick. Could it be the talk of lawsuits against creators? Because again, we saw her back here talking shit on Nick, but I didn't play it all. But right here. Are you supporting this Nick person? Not at all. I think she misunderstood me on my stream. I'm taking the approach of sitting back and watching what happens. That's good. I've seen Chronicle's video about him. September 7th. September 7th. But I said that I am enjoying watching all these hall monitors freak out over his ego and condescending attitude when in all truthfulness, they are exact same. He is a freaking opportunist nutbag. That sucks that you don't know how to spell at your ripe age. Holy shit, you were pathetic. Write that book. All of these people are in it for the notoriety and money. Not Brittany fucking mom. And then we saw that one. Anyway, back to where we were.
There's a little bit of a zip tie on me, and Hong is going to continue taking over. Cluminati, I'm going to give you a clue about what's going to come, and it's called a federal injunction, not a cease and desist. We're going to drag you through the courts, and we're going to drag you in every state if you live in, and we're going to bring you to Tennessee, we'll bring you to New York, we'll bring you to Pennsylvania. We're going to sue Cluminati, especially because I can't stand that person. You made it on my radar with your Cluminati. Come at me, don't come at other people.
Cajun Cutie says an injunction is a court order requiring a person to cease doing a specific action. There are three types of injunctions: permanent injunction, temporary restraining orders, and preliminary injunctions. Thank you.
And you got none, bitch.
Very well said, Cajun Cutie.
And you got none, bitch.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave here and go into Google. I wanted to go check it out too.
Yeah, I just never heard it worded that way, is all.
You can write cease and desist on your own and serve somebody.
Oh, you can, Reality? Also, I want to comprehend this. Brittany's saying that $15,000 paid for my litigation, but we're supposed to believe 10 paid for 10,000 you got paid for 4 C&Ds? Ain't it funny how math works in BJ's world, Brittany Jackson's world, Brittany Nicole Jackson's world, since we're going with government names now? Notice it's not Brittany Jackson Black, Brittany Jackson. Anyhow, in her world, 4 C&Ds cost 10 grand, but 15K is supposed to pay for my year plus of 3 lawsuits. What a beautiful thing. What a miraculous thing. What an amazing thing. All those frivolous filings, all those tying up the court's time, all those holding back, all those dockets. How many dockets are on there, Brittany? Do you even fucking know? But you're going to try to convince everybody that $15,000 paid for that? Fuck you. Thank you, Lucid.
And if they continue, then that's when you've got to step into the legal form and go into court and file and go from there.
The lawyer is representing Seth.
Okay.
And Nick.
So Nick said 4, that there are 4.
Here she is. This is when Brittany gets the light bulb. Let's add Granny to that list. This is where it all starts, right here.
There's more coming. And threats came from.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I wonder if these creators have an idea that it's coming and that's why they didn't go live today.
Can I
A connection. Have you made that connection, Nick? Is that really Nick, y'all?
look? Listen, we called that. How many months ago did we call it? How many months ago did we call that shit?
And were we not funny? A week prior to this, she was in Josh's saying, I'm going to stay away from that, Nick. I'm going to take your advice. What was funny is why didn't it? Where's that at, though, agent? Where's the proof of any of that? They have no proof. Do you know that they said in the filing that we called them the P word, but then in their other filing, it turned to the M word? Which one was it? Which one was it? It was neither. Hence why there was no proof of it. Hence why the judge deemed it what she did. Frivolous, for abuse, anemic.
Are you in my chat dropping bombs?
Yep.
Or is that there was just a couple other times in here.
Now they're saying that's Nick.
I can't wait until the Proudfoots get enough relief from the trauma they're going through and they catch up with creators like Brittany. I can't fucking wait. It was none.
Well, hello.
No, I
That's some
know.
crazy shit though. Like we called that shit out how many months ago? It's probably like 3 months ago now that we made that connection. And then everybody just kind of like let it go by the wayside and
They're almost positive they're related to Prophet Sister Southern. I'll tell you, it's certainly not. It is not a common name.
So it was you all that made that connection months back, Reality? This is something Brittany denies in current time too, isn't it?
That is for sure.
listen.
Can y'all drop Nick's link, which I think we pretty much shared anyway because of fair use, but drop Nick's link in chat. This case was solved months ago. Mm-hmm.
And she still signed litigation. She signed litigation with a guy that literally said the case of a missing child was solved months ago. Yet where the fuck are the results today? That's what you signed on to. You desperate hoe.
I mean,
No.
I'll just say, Nick, I do appreciate you. I do appreciate you putting out and dropping these tidbits of information and
I bet you
everything you're
would.
doing to help. I don't understand how the original creators, like all of you, didn't just get because it's not that easy. It's not that easy.
Well, you need to get the Proudfoots locked up. The only person Brittany's going to get locked up is Craig. That's the only person. Mama Michelle, thank you so much for being a member for 14 months. And I'm wishing you and yours a happy holiday as well. Thank you. I remember it all like yesterday. If you were wrong, I say you're wrong, but you were just highlighting their own words. Fact. That's why they couldn't put anything to validate themselves in litigation, and they fucking lost.
Easy. Like
He's trying to get us to.
Nick, we appreciate you being here with us tonight. And Tony and everybody. We appreciate you guys. All right, here we go.
Remember, Tony's the guy she was just calling a snake salesman a week prior to this, right? I used to watch him a lot. Never really knew BJ. Yep. She went to Evil CJ and tried to get him to go after me in a lawsuit. Here we go. Well, this attorney happens to actually be in her county, which is Delaware County, PA, but it's a coincidence. But I must say, it's definitely giving me an idea where she's concerned about her saying her son was strip searched. I may give an attorney Lasniak a call later. So there you have Brittany and her mods in mod chat discussing my fucking child, but these people don't go real life, right? These people don't go after kids, right? And then you got Yvette saying he looks like a real attorney. Isn't that strange? He looks like a real stupid attorney. Isn't that fact? Isn't that fact? There it is, folks. I don't even recall ever seeing this at Michelle. And I know I watched this damn video.
Or what would ceasing
This is September 18th.
and desisting look like on their
I'm still not on their radar.
end? Like, what would that what would you need to see to believe that that was a cease and desist?
Right. Well, as you said, is
Stevie B, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome. I apologize for my anger today, guys, but I really am so fucking angry. This girl thought that I was going to jail for 20 fucking years. And now she wants to downplay it to, oh, it was just, it was just asking a judge to get her to stop. The filter's fitting. They should thank this creator for that filter. It makes them look better. We're able to digest them a little bit more. Fucking come and knock on my door. Weirdo fucking
to
couple.
stop the misinformation, the false information, and stop the defaming of my clients, and keep your focus on.
Interesting. I encourage everyone to find a channel like Nonsense on the Web who reviewed all the streams that BJ has now hidden and see how much disinformation and defaming her and her panel did on the Proudfoot.
What the issue at hand in finding this young man and what that takes, and talking about that, putting my clients at the forefront when the investigation at the forefront should be Sebastian and his family. That's where it becomes a problem. And they can. Hey, they want to.
Hey, Lasniak, when's the last time Sebastian and his family was the forefront? When's the last time any of these people have placed Sebastian in the forefront?
It's a fine line. I got you. And my clients, they skirt that line as well. I'm not going to say.
Oh, your clients did screw. Yeah, they did, right? Because they deemed these people guilty, yet they're still walking free.
Sit here and say that they're saints, that they skirt the line sometimes in the name of justice, as they believe. But they when you cross that line, and that's why the cease and desist letter went out first. Certainly, we had a right to go to the federal court here in Philadelphia and file for a preliminary injunction. We chose.
I can't wait until the judge hears all of this. How an attorney that claims to be an established attorney sat on a public platform and lied to thousands. I can't wait.
We chose not to, because you give people the chance to take the high road and move on. Their response was to then publish it and mock it as that this lawyer's fake and that everything is fake.
Except for I never got a C&D. Never got one.
About it. This is all, not serious. And I'm here to tell you that we're serious. I have no doubt I'm a litigator. You can look at my background. I've done hundreds of jury trials.
We've taken a look, and you boldly misrepresented yourself, but that's okay, because I can't wait to see what the superior courts have in store for you.
The court every day. So it is not anything, it is a field of battle where.
If only he showed up on time for his court dockets as he did this live stream. Am I right?
I am very familiar with. I'm saying, I believe the rumor is that 15 of these cease and desist letters have gone out. I can't tell you the exact number, but I can assure you that it's nowhere near 15.
Now, if you're the lawyer that wrote out these C&Ds, how do you not know how many went out? Are you not the scrivener, sir? How do you not know that you sent out 2 C&Ds, one to Clue and one to Barbecue, if you're the lawyer that wrote them? Is there any wonder? Is there any wonder? Yeah, maybe we should go notify the comment section, Onyx. Maybe we should take a field trip as we're live today to the comment sections of that video.
Well, that was going to be my next question.
Yeah, so I know that I don't know where the magic number 15 came from. I guess maybe somebody has a Ouija board, or my 8-year-old has a magic 8-ball. So maybe the number just came out of the air, or they just saw it in a vision.
There's no telling.
Maybe that's how you guys came up with the number of members that are part of the non-existent RICO. Like, if my attorney ever represented himself like this online, which rest assured he never would, and thank the good heavens for that, I'd be embarrassed. Like, you're laughing at the fact that you don't even know how many C&Ds you sent out, but the internet should. I mean, get real. Do I think he'll be sanctioned? Yes. Do I think if he's not sanctioned or he's not disbarred that it doesn't matter because we got something up our sleeves? Yes. Do I think I'm going to get my lick back at what Lasniak and Bruce Castor did? Absolutely. Absolutely. You know why? Because I actually have a really good attorney who has won trial juries, who has worked actual RICO cases, who knows what the fuck he's doing. And I'm very confident in that. So either which way it goes, it don't matter. Joseph Lasniak and Bruce Castor will be held accountable for their aiding and abetting in this ridiculous, frivolous litigation. Absolutely.
But I can assure you that I keep track of my own emails. I'm a solo practitioner, so there is no other lawyer in my practice. There's me and my paralegal and a secretary. So
your paralegal secretary, who are they, Nick and Hong?
I can assure you I'm aware of what's going out and how it's going out. And
how's this man saying, I'm sorry to keep pausing, but how are you going to say you're aware of what's going in and what's coming out? Yeah, you don't even know how many C&Ds came out of your office. Anybody? Anybody else curious about that?
Not anywhere near double digits in letters that have gone out. So.
Well, my question, I guess, is what happens to these creators that have received this the cease and desist, but they choose not to follow the cease and desist? What's the next step that you, as an attorney, have to follow to get more done to stop this stuff from happening?
Absolutely. So, you remember, as an attorney, I'm an arm of a client. So my clients will make decisions. With the cease and desist order, we sent what we would file a proposed preliminary injunction with the federal court.
I'm not even sure you and your clients can distinguish the federal court from the local, but I digress.
So, and we basically showed them what we would be filing. My client was skeptical about whether we should show that and whether we should do that. I told him, I was like, why not? I mean, they're going to have to get a chance to respond to it anyway. Why not show them what we developed? Maybe that might help them in understanding what it is we're asking them to stop doing and what we're going to provide them for. So we provided what we would file if my client so chose to take that next step.
Oh, sorry. What is that? Oh, the skunk and the, okay.
Can I pause for a minute? Because I find this to be absolutely hysterical. Because if you want to go over and get an idea of anything that took place, let's take a look right here, where you have the judge say, in a sprawling and at times almost incomprehensible document, and over the course of 79 pages and 350 paragraphs, the complaint in this civil action suggests that various statements of the two named podcasters and the 50 unnamed Doe defendants made on publicly accessible online YouTube platforms, which several of the plaintiffs themselves have accessed and on which panels, live shows, or chat rooms plaintiffs and plaintiffs' counsel have participated, give rise to no fewer than 47 purported causes of action under various state and federal criminal and civil statutes and Pennsylvania common law. You shot your load with 47 times and couldn't land. Imagine that. How embarrassing is that? The complaint does not seek damages for the alleged wrongful conduct. Rather, it seeks to preclude defendants from hosting their podcasts and to enjoin various forms of speech and or conduct. And indeed, at least one of the plaintiffs has stated expressly that he intended to file a lawsuit without regard to whether he would win, but solely to cause the defendants to incur fees and defending against it. How embarrassing. This entire ruling is all you need to read. That's it. That's all. She put them in their place. It was a smackdown of a century. It was embarrassing. So remember what this judge wrote here as you listen to Lasniak over there proudly telling everybody about his injunction, his RICO plans. It does so by granting immunity and a form of substantive relief to parties who exercise their rights to protected public expression. I can't wait. Can't wait.
Gotcha.
Nick says, thank you.
Oh,
Mr. East. What is that? Oh, the skunk and the, okay, gotcha.
September 18th. Gotcha. Brittany knows what he's talking about.
Nick says, thank you.
He did, Beth.
Mr.
do
East
not
says we had a
recommend
whole
checking it
show
out.
on Nick. We said he was no one to toy with. No one listened.
You know what else you had, Mr. E? You had a whole show on Nick and what a clown and a fraud he is. It's funny how you people always flop when convenient. No, had we known how wild this atmosphere was, we would have had a different entry plan, but it is what it is. So if they had known that, we'd be able to call out that these people do not have the right, nor does anybody in the United States have the right to inject people with truth serum, they would have entered differently. See, what I'm thinking is at that time when Nick entered, all he watched was like the Britney Jays. So he thought they were as gullible and stupid as she is. but he didn't bank on the quote unquote dark side having common fucking sense and recognizing that these fraudsters that claim to be private investigators do not have the ability to inject people with truth serum. Like the Trojan little horses they are, Copa. He said it. Fucking loser. Till BJ wins the Rico. Oh my God, Christy. They are so dumb. They are so fucking dumb. The chances of Brittany winning a Rico are the same chances as Craig proposing, are the same chances as me winning the lottery today, and I don't fucking play. I don't play the lottery. That's her chances of winning.
I don't understand why people, I'm going to tell you somebody else who had a whole show on Nick.
We never got into a lawsuit where the opposing party didn't wind up arrested by the second or third hearing. Keep that in mind. The Brittany that says that she never said or thought that we were going to go to jail is highlighting a comment from Nick stating that every lawsuit he's been in, the opposing party went to jail.
My amazing friend, Jules of Thought, her name's allegedly innocent.
How's she doing today, Brittany? How's that amazing friend of yours doing today? Here he goes. Barbecue needs a criminal defense attorney. Barbecue needs a criminal defense attorney. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Sorry about that. Dude, we got snow last night. So here he is talking about barbecue, because again, it wasn't me at that time. Blueberry, thank you.
Welcome and in. She, matter of fact, yeah, I compliment.
If she didn't hire an attorney, her friend also a TikToker who specializes in dog bites, I'm not lying, asked Tony, then maybe she knows she could discuss Sebastian. Mr. King is a very well-known attorney and PA. He doesn't specialize in dog bites, and he's certainly not a TikToker. Ellie Webby, thank you. FUBJ, Strong Melon Fellows. Yeah, I had no idea it was going to snow. It's crazy.
The girls all the time. I do. Matter of fact, yeah, I compliment the girls all the time. I do. I tell women they're pregnant. I never made that agreement, Sarah.
Anyway, so he's.
I didn't make that agreement. I never made that agreement, Sarah.
I bet Clue, who slept with Chris too. I mean, look at them. They're good together. I want them to sue me. Hold on tight. Hold on tight to that iPhone you used to walk around the graveyard with. Has the Polar Express broken down? It has. It has. Oh, okay, Abe. Merry Christmas to you.
What's there?
That girl's been talking about me. I never said that. I thought we weren't going to talk about her anymore. Has she spoken?
He's missing, and they don't want you to go looking for him unless you're looking for deer bones and crickets. Now, what do we got here?
That girl's been talking about me. I never said that. I thought we weren't going to talk about her anymore. Has she spoken to you since I went on her panel? Yeah.
That's Brittany's own mod. Brittany's mod came on my panel and asked for a deal, a peace agreement, and I agreed. Guess who kept it? Guess who didn't? Her own mod's confronting her and saying, I thought we weren't going to talk about her anymore. Thank you, Gertie.
Yeah. Yes, she has.
They did a great job of scrubbing themselves from the situation and making this go away from a lot of radars. But when Dog got wind, he was off to the races. He doesn't like these suspicious searches. The only thing Dog is racing is the clock of death. Hold on one second.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Not only that, I don't understand how that's an agreement that we made when I never made that agreement ever. And I didn't have any part in that decision. I did that deal with her and she broke it.
She thinks we aren't filing, but we told her to call our lawyers by tomorrow. Again, this is about barbecue. She's such a liar. I just posted barbecue's burglary record.
Yeah, I was there during that, and it was kind of like you agreed not to talk about her.
So he has Nick in her chat admitting that he's doxing people, and Brittany keeps him there because she's afraid of himself. Now we got somebody here saying no one's doxing or threatening. Put a 1 in the chat if you would have read Nick's comment and felt that it was doxing and threatening. She has an option to comply, which means not badmouth anymore. LOL. How'd that work out for you? The injunction is over 10 pages. It'll be 300 pages or so. Yeah, and the judge laughed at you for that, didn't she?
She agreed not to talk about you, and then
She went on Jay's and broke it. And you know what they said? They said I broke it. You know how they said I broke it? Because they said I broke it the next day, because the next day after we made the agreement, I announced in my chat that me and Granny had made a deal and that I wasn't.
That's a lie. That's not what you did, Brittany. You spent hours bashing me and then said we made a deal, you fucking liar. Here goes Nick. She needs 25K to survive the first hearing and maybe make it to a second hearing. I didn't even know these all existed. I didn't even know that. You know what's funny about that, Ellie? That Angela's the one that said that she told Brittany not to get involved in this injunction and that it was wrong to do to me. But now that she sits back over there with Brittany, now she's talking differently, right? They filed November 7th, I believe. These were all the end of September. No. Yeah, but she didn't. Jay didn't get one.
Want to speak on her no more. And that's how I broke it.
Oh, man.
And I never spoke on her. And I went out of my way not to cause any problems with her or to talk badly about her at all. And she freaking dragged me on Jay's. And that's when it broke.
She is allowed to discuss Sebastian. She is picking not to because she can't lie anymore. I'm going to tweet. This is again about barbecue. Here goes Tony. Nick C&D'd her to the back porch. Now look at it because we won.
Yeah. At least she gets to get it off her chest. When I try to talk about it, everybody gets mad.
I'm not mad.
I would just
There he is. There he is.
myself.
He's so
Watch Barbecue's trailer be Chris's RV.
cute. Why does he have a little tear in his eye?
I don't know. Probably because it's
She incited people to threaten him and it postponed travel by a week or two. A threatening dog. As usual, BJ's story is not the truth. A truce was made between BJ and Granny. BJ then left the panel with Granny and went straight to her channel, went live, and spoke about Granny without getting muted. Oh. Hi, sweetheart. So this will be where any Tony, Seth, Nick, Dog, or Attorney Lesniak conversations happen. September 19th. I'm still confused, but I won't bring them up.
Nobody asked them to stop covering Sebastian. Stop with the lies. If you're going to lie, it doesn't make sense to do it when, again, at this point, it's clear there are lawyers involved. They're fake lawyers. Go with whatever you want to say. But the fake lawyers are sending you very real paperwork, and it's a lot longer than a sentence about Sebastian. It outlines the crimes alleged, and maybe you can discuss them. Maybe you can discuss the billboards. Maybe you can discuss the finances. Maybe you can discuss the tip lines. Maybe you can discuss those things as well. And then when you add all of that up, it makes sense as to why you were asked to stop, right? And this is out to the creator. The creator knows who I am addressing. It's not stop spreading awareness. And there's never time, literally, when they say that it's never too late to make amends, it's never too late. And the creators that received those notices, it's not the end of the world at all. Yes, YouTube received the copy. Yes, TikTok received the copy. Yes, they are complying with it. But the person that holds grudges. But if this is the time for us to unite, this is the time. And Clue Who and Barbecue too. Sorry for the Clue Who. It's just like a blues.
Clue and Barbecue, not Granny.
Clues, but again, let's suck in my head the Blues Clues.
I would like to remind you that these cease and desist, once again, Granny, are not in any way preventing you or anyone else from talking about Sebastian.
Now, isn't that funny that on September 19th, I have yet to be mentioned by anybody about a C&D except for Brittany? So this is interesting. BJ speaking like Granny received a C&D when she didn't. And Granny actually had a stream earlier in the day and never says these things about the C&Ds. So why is it funny that Brittany was able to predict that I'd be thrown in this when at this point I wasn't even on the radar?
In the case, the only thing that these cease and desist are for are to eliminate the false allegations that are being levied at Seth Rogers and his team. That's it.
Was BJ told that Granny had received or was going to receive a C&D? The next clip will be Granny's morning stream from the same day. You will hear for yourself that she isn't accusing anyone and she didn't get a C&D.
We talk about Sebastian all day long. So if Christopher Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot were to present me with a cease and desist that were identical to this, then I would comply and make sure that I don't defame or falsely accuse them. But I would continue to talk about Sebastian like I think anybody else should do that receives one of them. It's not hard to be a decent human being. It's
Now, what's funny about all of this, though, is that Brittany also had a conversation with a woman who said sending C&Ds are going to stop awareness, and she agreed. All aboard, wishing everyone a wonderful holiday full of love and memories. Hugs, GW. Thank you, Great and Grace. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, Marcy. Pillars use their knowledge of racism. What are you talking about, Abe? Let's see exactly. Let's see what exactly was going on with Granny during this time when C&Ds had just been sent, not to Granny. And why would the bitch who's terrified of me even be talking about me directly to me? And Granny, getting a C&D, why are you talking to me, heifer? You're terrified.
Yeah, I saw somebody just ask, I don't know where it went. Any thoughts on why barbecue needs a federal lawyer? What would make something be federal? I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I have no idea. I know that barbecue, while on the panel with us the other night, it was like 7, 8 o'clock at night. She was speaking to her lawyer then. And then it turned out she needed.
Because I was on panel with Queen over at Queen's and barbecue came up. I had never spoken to her before that. The legal fund, Shauna, thank you. Because YouTube takes 30%. Thank you for asking.
Lawyer, then you find out she already had a fundraiser, got over 1,000.
I
don't
know,
know.
Sunflower.
What I do know is
yeah, right, Mr. Tomato Head.
Things are going to get ugly either way, right? So I think it's as simple.
This is when the C&D did not have anything to do with a RICO that we were made aware of. Interesting, right?
As just abide into the cease and desist, which isn't hard to do, is basically stop your crazy accusations towards, Nick and them.
Oh. Except for, I didn't know that part of their thing was that you have to agree that you endangered the well-being of a child, of Sebastian. Who the fuck would do that?
So I don't know. Hey, Pam. Well,
I was unaware.
I think a lot of these people that are cheering us on are going to be surprised if it turns around the same thing happens to them, right?
Boom.
Because
boom. Not Granny having the same thought then when it didn't pertain to me as I do now. Everybody cheers this shit on, but if it were you on the receiving end, you wouldn't fucking like it, right? And just wait, Brittany, because it is now you on the receiving end.
Us on are going to be surprised if it turns around the same thing happens to them, right? Because
you.
The Proud Boys have every legal stand-in to do exactly the same thing. And I wonder then how many of them are going to be celebrating and cheering that on. Because right now it's all fun and games because it's people they don't like.
She's crusty too.
Hell, I don't care if you like somebody or not. Trying to silence somebody and trying to silence like their channels and stuff. It's not okay, but I'm not surprised. It's going to happen. The thing is, more personal connection over there, right? And everything that lawyer did state, I mean, we can go over that really quick, but everything he did state, I'm not guilty of. I'll tell you that. I stood up against calling Nick's parole officer. I stood up against the racism.
Didn't I just say this the other day? Funny how my story hasn't changed, BJ. How about yours?
I'm not guilty of. I'll tell you that. I stood up against calling Nick's parole officer. I stood up against the racism. I stood up against the rumors that the pants were Sebastian's. I told people we need to start demanding receipts for things. So I don't know.
Hey,
I do know that it seems to be like this sort of payoff, if you will. Like if you're on their quote unquote team, they're sending you super chats and you get to feel part of, and they give you exclusive interviews.
And then what did Nick do? Tell me that I could have a really big YouTube channel if I just go on their side.
And that it's funny because you hear other people saying the Proud Boys are paying people off, but to me, that's paying people off.
Yep. Fact.
See how Dog said people in the beginning came after Seth? No, Dog, that's not how it went. Right? That's what I mean. They don't know what's going on. They're getting all their information from one biased side, and it's very unprofessional. But hey, what are you going to do? Is Barbecue Lady trying to con people? I don't know.
Yep.
I have nothing to do with barbecue, to be honest. Inside information, nothing from the Proud Boys or Ellie or TBI. I'm like, is TBI going to come out and speak about this? Is anybody going to come out and speak about this? This has gotten so disgusting. It's unbelievable. There shouldn't even be a quote unquote side. And that's the biggest problem.
You know why though, Ninja Mod? Because when your truth doesn't change, nothing changes. Unlike Brittany, who can't do a live stream and 30 minutes later debunk herself, my truth hasn't changed and it won't change.
Like when it comes to Mr. E, I was actually very respectful with Mr. E. They used to come in here. I never treated them differently. I never called out their content. I never called them liars. I was always very respectful.
Yep.
I wrote respectful questions and I was immediately deleted based on a quote unquote team.
Yep.
How is that right? I went into Justin's the other night, another person I've always been respectful to. We always say hi to each other in different chats and all those things. And right away, his mods are calling me a troll and telling me to get out.
Yep. But it was all meant to be for Sebastian, right? Come together for Sebastian. I hold Brittany vicariously liable for corner cast absence. Yeah, I couldn't afford her anymore. Sorry, Cash. Just kidding. Absolutely that dog.
I'm like, oh, am I not welcomed here? Like, so why is that? Because I disagree? Because we are all fighting over people we don't know? Do you think either set of parents are going to be honest with any of us and tell us if they've done something?
I can't handle that is such a big fucking lie. When anybody can pull up the docket and see that the slap was granted. The slap was granted. That's why we're in appellate court, because they want to believe that the slap doesn't have merit. But that's not true. It's sitting with a merit panel as we speak. I can't believe this. The judge literally says this has all the hallmarks of a slap suit. The same type of suit that legislators are looking to stop. She has no idea what she's saying.
And yet they have all of us fighting their battles and doing their dirty work for what? For what? It's gone too far, and a lot of people are being used as pawns, and where are people at to step up about it? I don't like it. I don't like it.
And like it's like he said, it's really not even a big deal. It's bad when the person that sends, or the person that's responsible for sending the cease and desist out, have to come on and actually downplay it for everybody, right? Like, hey, it's not this big bad scary piece of paper. As long as you stop, you know, the lies and the incitement, you're good. It's over.
How many of you think Brittany never even read the C&D? Seriously, you never even fucking read it. How could you have read it? And because you didn't, you wouldn't have known. You would know that it wasn't simple. They wanted people to agree that they committed crimes, you fucking idiot. Expert witness that beat Bruce Castor and team and put Bill Cosby behind bars. She's such a legend. Right, she's so zooted, she didn't fucking know.
Like,
here it is. This is when I'm now on the radar, the 20th. Bet you Nick won't be going on Granny's panel now. I just had a long talk with Tony. Here's the proof that Brittany put me in it. As of 9/20, 2 CDs were sent out to Clue and Barbecue Lady. Granny has not been mentioned by anyone but BJ. Rico has not been mentioned. Now we see that behind the scenes, BJ was now talking to Tony, and apparently she says something disparaging about Granny to him because she's saying Nick won't be going to Granny's chat anymore because BJ doesn't want Granny to be viewed positively ever. Like this dumb bitch won't even admit she's wrong to the point she's lying that the slap wasn't successful. Are you fucking kidding me? Then what are we doing in appellate court, you fucking idiot? Thank you, Hellfire. I'm proud of you. I'm proud to be part of this community. I'm so proud of how you conducted your panel yesterday. It was extremely refreshing. A community, Aaron of Green says, it was needed. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you. You're right, Straight Talker. I didn't even think about that.
I have received threats multiple times since
Yeah,
I've been
gotten threats
on YouTube. Some I have reported, some I haven't. The ones that I have, I certainly never share publicly. I've never made it public.
I've never made any.
Isn't it funny that after she finds out about this filing, this injunction, and spoke to Tony, now she suddenly has gotten threats? Hey, Sunshinery. And the truth of the matter is, your friend Racken did a FOIA on you, and you lied. You never reported threats to your local Ali, ever. You lied. Everything she's about to say here is a lie. Everything.
Threats public. I mean,
Okay.
I think if you're a creator, you always get threats at some point.
So I think the only way for us to really know if they were reported would be to, how would you know? I guess what, FOIA?
Oh, FOIA.
I have no idea.
You don't
Well,
say.
no, Dog put it out there that you should report it.
This case is about Sebastian Rogers, not about all the sideshows. And as I learn about these little YouTube features, like the thumbs down thing apparently helps with the analytics in a way that gets those videos off. I think I have.
Because now we know that he spoke to Brittany, right? Now we know, thanks to Brittany's mouth and Angela, that she spoke to Nick at this time.
What, 20,000 of you guys on YouTube. So let's get together and thumbs down the bullies, all right? Instead of giving them a platform and calling them out and trying to work with them. At the end of the day,
that's why your channel's
they're going to phase themselves out. That's the best I can say right now. We are very.
Isn't it funny about whose channels have actually phased out? Betty's, Nick's, I'm sure Brittany's, as soon as everybody stops paying her attention. Right. It's not about the size that they created. Good morning.
Very quickly litigating with a few of these individuals, and the rest are going to phase themselves out, right, guys? I mean, you have one guy saying he calls my parole. It's very strange behavior. Do you really think they don't know I'm on it? Like, literally, guys, you're not giving any new information. Hey, do you guys know Nick the Hat is on parole? Well, yes.
At least he said one guy. He didn't say one granny. Thank you so much, Shauna.
We do. You're calling the Pennsylvania Board of Parole. So obviously we know who he is. You guys that are watching this, try to find some of those videos and give him a thumbs down.
The thumbs down does not help the algorithm at all. It doesn't. She says that to stop the bad. Yeah, no, thumbs it down. What would BJ do? Someone with 20K subs directed their followers to do this to her. She'd cry incitement, illegal, lawsuit.
Or giving them thumbs downs. I guess if we can unite 18, 20,000 of us, however many there are on my YouTube, just go and give them a thumbs down. I don't care if they give me a.
You know what? Unite it. The dark side, motherfucker. And you weren't banking on that. You weren't banking on us creators standing together to fight against your fucking bullshit and for the trait in our community. That's what you weren't banking on. Now look who gets the thousands of support, assuring the green team. All their support diminished, every single one of them.
I'm down. I'm not on YouTube for the numbers. It's just not. And continuing with these wild panels. I mean, go ahead. But once you cross that line, we will be there waiting for you, just like we were with the others. And again, don't be the one to take the baton from the other creators who might be able to correct their wrongs legally and avoid the mountain of litigation, right? So if you rely on YouTube, I would tread carefully. If you're going to be making these baseless allegations, at least have some kind of evidence to back it or use, in my opinion. It's not that hard, guys. Again, drama, go to it, give it a thumbs down, share the video and tell people to go and give it a thumbs down. Let's get rid of the hate. And the thumbs downs are just like I guess, I don't know what they do, but if they do something, let's just do it. Nevertheless, if they cross the line, we'll be waiting there at the finish line for them. And they know who they are. A lot of them know who they are. And the list did grow, but it did shrink as well. It's fluctuating right now.
Why couldn't you take him? Why couldn't you take him?
Good question. If you know that they allowed, do you think I'm threatened by you, Nick? I'll see you soon too. You can more than welcome, Nick. Do what you got to do. You're going to silence.
So you think, Agent, that Brittany thinks because it was sent to a merit panel, do you think that she just doesn't have the education to research what appellate court is? That has to be what it is for her. She has to be that stupid that she doesn't know what a merits court is, merits panel is. Basically, because this is the first of its type in Pennsylvania, instead of it being what should have been a procedural, a motion panel that goes on the fact that these guys messed up so badly procedurally, they don't want to dismiss it just on that because they want this to be case law. They want this to absolutely, without a doubt, stick as the first successful anti-SLAPP in Pennsylvania because, like the judge said, it has all the hallmarks of a SLAPP suit from a publicity man of Dog the Bounty Hunter right down to a media group, okay? A merits panel is what you expect in an appellate court. It's consistent of 3 judges that hear the case based on the filings, the judge's ruling, what the attorneys wrote, and all the evidence that was submitted. And you can't submit no new ones, okay? Do a little bit of research for once because you sound so stupid when you say shit like this, but claim to be a true crime channel. Holy shit. They send it to a merit panel, so that means it has no merit. She can't be serious. Holy shit.
It's me for playing your own buddy's words. Came from his mouth, didn't it? So what's the punching bag mean? Did you just threaten me?
It's called freedom of speech.
Just threaten me, Nick?
Which the judge upheld.
Do it again. What does that mean, Nick? Elaborate.
It's not like.
Here's an example of how stupid they are, right? So they, Nick, Brittany, all of them, where'd it go? Plaintiffs state further, telling without citation that the Pennsylvania anti-SLAPP statute explicitly excludes defamatory statements, harassment, and malicious conduct. See their response. When the statute does no such thing. Similarly, plaintiffs suggest that the defendant's alleged statements fall outside the scope of the statute's narrow definition of protected public expression. A case that preceded the enactment of Pennsylvania's anti-SLAPP statute 24 years ago, and therefore cannot support such a proposition. Plaintiff's response to my motion makes similarly unavailing arguments. For example, in arguing that defendant's conduct does not qualify as protected public expression, private nature of defendant's conduct, as supported the proposition that Pennsylvania anti-SLAPP statute does not protect knowingly false statements or conduct motivated by malice. But that case does not involve the Pennsylvania anti-SLAPP statute, so it could not stand for that proposition. Again, they put in case code that doesn't even go with it. They're a joke. Beyond the imposite case law, moreover, plaintiffs cannot credibly claim that the search for a missing child, for which they themselves have coordinated extensive efforts publicly, as described throughout their own complaint, is not a matter of public significance. Moreover, plaintiffs' response to the Sang motion admits that Sang hosts a podcast discussing true crime and that the podcast involves calls and chat communications and discusses national news and trending cases. This is how the judge goes to say that what they quoted doesn't even fit what they're claiming. You're a joke, Brittany.
There's no threats, and there's no such thing as a threat with a lawsuit. It's not a threat. You're going to get sued. If it's a bogus lawsuit, you sue them back. Welcome to the legal system.
Welcome to PA, where they newly adapted the anti-SLAPP code that you weren't aware of when you filed this frivolous lawsuit. So you thought we would have to go through years of litigation to prove it was frivolous and then countersue you, not recognizing that we would slap you with the anti-SLAPP that we successfully did. Round of applause for smart attorneys. Asshole.
That's how it works, right? You're going to get sued. It's not like...
He just sent me this. Wow, he's going hard. He shared this on his Twitter. He's not playing, bro. This is when he doxed me, and Brittany replayed it several times.
It's not like there's no threats, and there's no such thing as a threat with a lawsuit. It's not a threat. You're going to get sued. If it's a bogus lawsuit, you sue them back. Welcome to the legal system. That's how it works, right, guys? You get sued. You have to answer to it. You don't. It's on them. They'll answer to it, because their channels will be suspended. That's why they're definitely going to answer. They're not going to just ignore it, especially when YouTube
channels
closes their account because they're waiting.
Our channels? Yet I'm still standing? Merry Christmas to you, What the Croc. Thank you. Sasha, thank you for hitting the thumbs up.
For an answer. The easy way out would be they don't answer. That would be amazing if they just say, oh, we never got this, and then their account is frozen and they gotta respond to get back in. Then we know they got served, right, guys? So again, don't follow the lead set by the people that are currently being barbecued in front of you. Literally, the trolls that are being cooked for the crimes that we allege that they have committed.
The only reason that you are on the list of the problematic people is because you're one of the worst ones. Not because I say you are, but because you are.
Now remember, nobody else knows that Granny is a target for litigation except BJ and her mods. This is on the 26th. I still didn't know. Brittany knew because she wrote it to her mods in private and said that Nick's going after me first because of location. So
it's your own actions. That's your own doing, Granny.
She did, Caroline.
It just so happens to be that you and I have personal issues, but that's where it starts and that's where it stops. Tony and Seth don't have time to be involved in my personal vendetta.
That's a lie.
Nor would I ever bring them into it. I'm sorry that you think you're that important, but I got news for you.
Remember, here's Brittany on the 25th as she's trying to convince her audience that she's not that, into me. But admittedly, she says she spoke to Tony about me, and Nick won't go on my panel now. So, okay, Brittany.
I bring people into it that have nothing to do with nothing.
It's okay. Makes you wonder who's guilty, not taken advantage of. And when he went missing, makes you wonder who's guilty, not.
She is trash.
It's okay, Tony. I'm glad that you're hearing this because I think this is ridiculous. All right, here we go.
Pissed when you started doxing your family, your dad, bringing people into it that have nothing to do with nothing. Like that shit crossed the line, man. Like that didn't have nothing to do with nothing. And like I said, nobody spoke about his parents. Nobody has gotten like that. You know what I mean? Nobody's been nasty like that.
Those messages are going to be the icing on the cake for punitive damages. Because if it wasn't clear by everything already that this was a slap suit, admitting that I am a target due to location solidified it all. What the crock? Thank you so much for the Cash App. Thank you. Thank you, Air Force. She thinks nobody's been around long enough to know the truth of this situation.
Nobody's even spoke on Seth's parents at all, even though they've trashed the fuck out of Chris's parents.
Really? Really, Queen? Really? So you cool with Granny? Bold-faced lies about my children. My kid's school was called. I still don't know who did that, but I do question if you had something to do with it. Sure do.
Now, didn't Brittany just cry last night that I brought up my child's school? Didn't she just cry last night that I blamed her when all I said was it was statements like that led to my child's school being called? But who recalls Brittany stating she never had CPS involvement until this year? But miraculously, you made that claim against me in 2023. Love that.
That's
I
low.
think you did.
Low.
That's my opinion. I can't prove it, but I do think you had something to do with it. Sure do.
Mm-hmm.
About how far?
Yeah, I thought it had nothing to do with the personal vendetta. I thought it had all to do with just Sebastian. And why is she bringing up that? No, I never said she did it. I said that accusation right there is what led to it. Absolutely no doubt in my fucking mind. I didn't even know that her kid's school was fucking called until after mine was. Here she goes where she's going to play CJ doxing me by using Nick's post.
Okay, let me see.
With what you're saying. Now, those people that are doing shows over there, are they being cautious with what?
Reviewing a creator who showed Granny's docs on his live stream and my father's. This is Brittany doxing me, but Brittany doesn't dox, right?
They're saying?
Hell
No,
no.
it's a lot of negative things being said with no basis or information or factual
Speaking it as if it's
information.
This the same man that BJ was talking to in April wanted him to go legal with her against Granny. September 26th, Brittany doxes me and my family.
To even speak
Crucial
on
here.
anything that's anything remotely close to what they are talking about.
Oh, I
You know,
appreciate
Nick the Hat and Dog, as you guys know, Tony Mathis and Seth Rogers are now a part of Nick and Dog the Bounty Hunter's legal team. The legal reps are not just over Dog and they're not just over Dog and Nick anymore. They cover for Seth and Tony as well. Well, with that being said, Nick has made it clear that they are watching all of these what we call quote unquote hate channels, namely, and it's not the people that are.
Isn't it funny that after Brittany spoke to Nick, suddenly we were hate channels? That's when the nickname started.
Speaking out against Seth because they dislike him. It's when you outright slander and defame his name. You guys, why I'm talking about Granny tonight, okay? I'm not just bringing her up on a whim. I have some things to say because for the past 2 days, she has accused me of being the reason that Nick the Hat went after her the other day. You know, it's all my fault. I'm the reason that all these things. I'm the reason that she's got Nick and the others' attention. I'm not the reason that Nick is looking at you, Granny.
Yes,
it has nothing to do with me. It's unfortunate.
Listen to this bitch lie when we got her right here on September 20th. Bet Nick won't be going on Granny's panel now. Remember this, 9/20/24, Granny hadn't been mentioned or sent a C&D, and BJ does this. She obviously talked about Granny with Tony. Again, everybody else can fucking see it, you liar.
Sorry, y'all. It just so happens to be that one of the people that has, been my worst enemy through all of this, one person who has attacked me the most, ironically, just so happens to be one of the worst attackers of Seth Rogers. What do you want me to say?
That's
I mean, if you had to ask me from the things I saw, she's easily top 2 in the worst, as far as making fun of him, calling him fat, accusing him of being an absentee father, accusing him of, trying to get back at Katie.
Now we know why Brittany gets along with him so well. Ain't that something? Calling him fat, an absentee father. The male version, huh?
Because he wants to be with her versus, find his son, taking her own personal feelings from her own past relationships and, trying to put that on Seth, like claiming that he reminds her of his ex. That has nothing to do with Seth. Your ex and Seth, I mean, it's just crazy. It's crazy. Don't listen to her, Boston. I don't. As a matter of fact, guess how I found out about her saying all the crap she said yesterday.
Look at Brittany subscribed to my channel and watching all my videos. But she don't watch me, y'all.
I got messages from my
and I got the bitch blocked, but she don't watch me.
Subscribers. People started emailing me like crazy midday yesterday. Brittany, you need to let Dog and Nick, the lawyers, bust this little drama. You know what? Like,
bust this little drama. I thought it wasn't about us. Then she says, he said he's going after her. He's hitting her first because she's local. 926. This says 925. It sure sounds like you're talking about Nick telling you something private. I mean, he is local to Granny. It's funny, Brittany. We can all see it, but you just keep denying it.
Like, I haven't. I have nothing to do with what's going on, but maybe I will talk to Nick. Like, honestly, because this is my personal life. This made this post. Okay.
On September 26th, she's saying she hasn't spoke to Nick, but in private, she already told her mods she spoke to Nick and he's coming after me the day before. Put a 1 in the chat if you see that lie. On the 26th, publicly, she's saying she never spoke to Nick, but on the 25th, she's telling her mods that she spoke to Nick and he's going after me first because of location. You're a fucking liar, Brittany. You're a pathological liar. There's something wrong in your brain. You think that you can convince the masses because you fool the very small, gullible group. You're a damn liar. Everybody with a lick of sense can see it. Thanks to Angela. Thank you, Angela. Look at all the ones. Hellfire, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Thank you. You always gift memberships. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Remember, it's only supposed to be about Sebastian and Seth. Not supposed to be about our personal shit. Not Brittany here admitting that I'm a target because of location. She would never do that. Fucking liar, man.
We'll talk to Nick. Like, honestly, because this is my personal life. This made this post. Okay.
Because this is your personal life. I thought it wasn't personal. I thought they didn't have time to get involved in your little personal vendetta. Now you're saying because it's your personal life. Which one is it, Brittany? Was this personal or was it about Sebastian, you fucking liar? Now remember, I just showed you a clip of Brittany the day before where she literally doxed my fucking family. She plays evil CJ, doxing my family the day before. But now, because she got a response from me, now I'm creepy and obsessed because she got a fucking response. You're lucky my response wasn't to plaster your family all over my fucking platform. You're lucky that wasn't my response.
Let me read this to you all, okay? She says, imagine this. Your loved one's life is tragically ended. You set up a memorial spot to honor their short-lived life. An angry man comes out with a weapon in his hand, demanding that you leave the memorial and take it all with you, destroying the place that you built to honor. Remember and feel close to where your loved one's last breath was taken. Does this sound like someone who cares about victims or has human decency at all? Tons to discuss tomorrow morning. I hope to see you all there. All right, you're a psycho.
Remember that BJ reviewed a stream containing Granny's docs and her father's docs earlier that day. BJ says that since Natasha put her and her father's docs out years ago, that is not a docs, even though there's a whole new audience now that didn't know. Ain't that something?
You're not going to do this. I'm not going to allow you to take a situation that you are so wrong about. It's laughable how wrong you are. You're so wrong about it. And you're going to sit there and twist it and try to make it like this right here. This right here proves many things. Tell y'all the story of what happened.
Yeah, it proves that Craig's an abusive piece of shit and doesn't give a fuck about victims, and neither do you. BJ does this a lot. People post something vague with no names or identifying information, and BJ jumps on a stream to claim her victimhood and announces her connection to whatever personal that was posted, like her house on X. Granny didn't post a name, address, anything identifying.
Because I refuse to allow this girl to do this to me anymore. And to any mod that I confided in that went over here and told her a screwed up story, you need Jesus too.
Now, let me ask you all this, because most of you, I believe, to have common sense, right? If I was lying about that situation, why would her next sentence be whatever mod I confided in? If I made that situation up and it was non-existent, why would her next sentence be, and to whichever mod I confided in that told this woman this? I thought I made it up, bitch. That's what we call an admission of guilt. Because if it was made up, you wouldn't assume that an ex-mod told me. It'd be a made-up story. Can we get a 2 in the chat if you get what I'm saying here? That's how dumb you are. That you literally right there just confirmed that everything I stated was true because you automatically assumed that I got that information from an ex-mod. I thought it was made up. Tells on herself. Show does. Told on yourself. Because you're insecure heifer. How do I? All right, there we go.
I was on YouTube.
Now, BJ was on a live stream when this wreck happened and stayed live. She has spoken about it previously. So why, by BJ's rules, this should be okay. I agree.
I was actually live when it happened. For anybody that may not know, there was a 20-year-old boy who,
come on, Abe.
He unfortunately was driving and drinking. He was coming back from a Halloween party. He
was driving and drinking, huh, Brittany?
Drinking and driving, and
she says it twice: drinking and driving, driving and drinking. Kind of like
For anybody that may not know, there was a 20-year-old boy who, he unfortunately was driving and drinking. He was coming back from a Halloween party. He was drinking and driving, and he was going like maximum speed, and he basically went off the road into my ditch, and the impact was so hard that it felt like a bomb. It went off in my house. Okay, it woke my father-in-law out of his sleep. It was absolutely devastating.
Now wait a minute. How could it wake up your father-in-law if you didn't live with them? What are you talking about? It wake your father-in-law up. You didn't live with them, silly. How could it wake him up? Oh, you're now admitting that you live with them. Okay. Okay.
He passed away on impact. You asked me, why is Granny all in my business?
That's a question. Can I need to ask you all, and I need honest answers here. If I went live or somebody went live and they doxed somebody else, would you expect the person who was doxed and their say somebody went live and doxed somebody and their father, would you then expect the person that was doxed to respond? Would you expect a response? If I went live today and I doxed Abe and Abe's father, would you expect Abe to respond to me? I mean, was it so far-fetched to believe that I would respond to myself and my father, who I love dearly, being doxed? This bitch is shocked. So I make a fake post where I don't mention any fucking names. And this bitch gets all insecure and runs to try to clean up before I could even speak. And you know what's funny? I'm going to go ahead because I don't know if this is going to be over there or not. But here's the stream that I did in response to Brittany doxing me.
These people want to cry and complain and say and do. I'm not a doxer. I don't have to dox. But I will certainly show the truth about you and those around you is what I will do. And we'll be getting all into it. Good morning.
So does it sound like I started off a stream by stating that I'm not going to dox and then proceed to dox? Or did I make it clear as soon as this stream started that I wasn't going to dox, that I'm not a doxer, but I'm going to tell the truth about you?
Interesting. But you forget that people already put it out there, which BJ says if it was already put out there, that it's not doxing. So let's keep that in mind throughout the stream as well. Okay. But you already admitted, Michelle, that you have a record. And why would you be so threatened? I never said your name. Why would you be so threatened by me saying that if it weren't true? You people give yourselves away. Just like making that post led to her crying for 30 minutes about being a victim. No, the only victim is the family whose lives, that their loved one's life was lost that night. And instead of coming out with some human decency and saying, hey, can you turn down your headlights, or, you know, can you refrain from leaving a mess behind when you leave here, which I don't believe happens. Your badass shut-in of a boyfriend goes out wielding a gun at them, right? Because that's the truth of what happens. So I don't know if she forgets, but she told this story about a year ago, and it was a stark difference.
Yep.
Yeah, dog's a felon. So yeah, I have no problem with my record being out there. Again, I've never hidden it. I am in recovery. I did some shitty shit and I pay for it every day. I also make up for it every day. What I have a problem with is bringing my family in it who's not on YouTube.
So there we have it. I was doxxed and I fucking responded to that dox with a truthful story that Brittany immediately felt she had to get up and clean up because she knew that I was about to fucking expose that her and Craig don't give a shit about victims, that they're selfish, and that, you know, that's what he did. That's what he did. He went out there wielding a gun. Sorry, I got to fix this because my dang cat.
Okay, what my father-in-law unfortunately was driving and drinking or has human decency at all. Tons to discuss tomorrow morning. I hope to see you all there. All right, you're a psycho. You're not going to do this. I'm not going to allow you to take a situation that you are so wrong about. It's laughable how wrong you are. You're so wrong about it. And you're going to sit there and twist it and try to make it like this right here. This right here proves many things. Tell y'all the story of what happened because I refuse to allow this girl to do this to me anymore. But and to any mod that I confided in that went over here and told her a screwed up story, you need Jesus too. I was on YouTube. I was actually live when it happened. For anybody that may not know, there was a 20-year-old boy who he unfortunately was driving and drinking. He was coming back from a Halloween party. He was drinking and driving, and he was going like maximum speed, and he basically went off the road into my ditch, and the impact was so hard that it felt like a bomb. It went off in my house. Okay, it woke my father-in-law up out of his sleep. It was absolutely devastating, and he passed away on impact. You ask me, why is Granny all in my business? Ask yourself, why does she have her nose in my personal life? I want y'all to think about this. This is my personal life. This isn't YouTube. So they set up a memorial in my yard. It's in my yard. The memorial stays up for about a year. Now, the entire time, nobody said anything. Everybody was fine.
Can I also point out that in hindsight, Brittany doxed me on purpose? The same way Brittany went and got an RO against Chloe and Cletus, and she thought that she didn't have enough because the judge really said, you know, I'm not sure you have enough. She came back online and started poking at Chloe. That's what Brittany, in hindsight, was doing here with me. Brittany knew that doxing my father, who's my best friend, would lead to me responding. She knew that. Remember, this is the woman that put in litigation. She's terrified of me, but she proudly sat up there and she doxed not just me, but my father. And she played not one, not two, but 3 streams of us being doxed. 3 streams of us being doxed. She played that day. And then turn around and try to make that a reason as to why she signed into a RICO that she already knew that she was going to sign in. She already knew she was going to sign that. She already had discussions with Nick behind the scenes. She already knew that Nick was going after me first because of where I live. She knew all of that. I have no doubt in my mind she tried to set me up, but thank God I'm not the person Brittany made me out to be, that even when I did go live with the story about how she continued to stream after a young man's life was lost, and then Craig went out there with a gun and ruined the memorial, trashed the fuck out of it, I still didn't dox her, despite what she did to me and mine the day before.
Nobody had problems with the memorial being up, okay? In my yard. It was up for about a year, and we started getting woken up, like, there would be lights shining in my kids' windows, loud music, people outside talking.
Now, everything we know, don't this make it funny? Everything we know now, isn't it funny that Brittany's talking about was keeping her kids awake and all of that? What chat is that in? Did you guys grab that? One of the mods grabbed that URL of the person that's doxing my child. Several of them. Very interesting. Keep trying to spell it correctly. Maybe you'll get it one of these times. I'm so glad I got screenshots of that. Is it ironic that the moment I'm talking about Brittany, somebody comes in and doxes my house and my children several times? Isn't that quite interesting? That showing the timeline of Brittany and her lies leads to my child being doxxed several times and my address being put out. Hmm.
We're going out there in my yard in the middle of the night, getting drunk. At this time, I had to reach out and call law enforcement because I was being threatened online too. So not only did we have people coming up drinking in my yard, we're finding alcohol outside of our house constantly, loud music at 12 o'clock at night. Fuck you, Granny.
Notice prior to this, Brittany never mentioned, prior to litigation, Brittany never, ever mentioned, ever, not once being threatened until she knew there was going to be litigation. Never knew it.
Fuck you for coming at me and making this story something that it's not. So
sounds like it was right on par
to move it. And if that makes me evil, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I talked to Nick. Okay, I talked to Nick today. I talked to Tony today. And
listen to what Brittany says here.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I talked to Nick. Okay, I talked to Nick today. I talked to Tony today. And
I'm seriously gonna talk to Nick. Like I haven't.
all they want to do is make these people stop dragging Seth and putting all these allegations out here that's inciting a mob. It's not just the fact that these people are saying these things they're saying, but they're putting these false accusations out into the drama sphere. And then you have
so that's a RICO.
all these people that watch them, the 1,200 in chat at a time, taking these allegations and running chat to chat. And I mean, look at the mess it's created.
That's the real her, Quinny. You expect anything less? That's the real her. The Jennifer, thank you so much. We need a mod in vertical. I'm coming over. I'm coming over. Do 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 do.
But I cannot preface this any more than I have already. Y'all, I can't stress it enough. They are not trying to take anybody down. That's not what they want to do. And I can't understand why people are making such a big fuss about this either.
It's good to see all of you in here. Sorry, I was looking at messages. It's so funny because, well, we'll get into a few things, but ironically, my dang old post didn't say anybody's name, but somebody sure as hell took that very personally. And then I saw people calling that a dox, and I'm like, what? How would you feel post with no names as a dox? Wow, that's news to me. So kind of at the point where if you support doxing, if you cheer it on, if you excuse it, well, then surely you're okay when it comes to you.
Ooh.
Well, rest assured, I'm not a doxer. Despite what these people want to cry and complain and say and do, I'm not a doxer. I don't have to dox. They're going to show more and more because she's feeling really emboldened. I don't know if anybody else picked up on it because not many people watch, including myself. But she started off in the beginning of the stream saying she's never spoken to Nick, and by the end of the stream, she was saying how she spoke to Nick and Tony that day. Just like making that post led to her crying for 30 minutes about being a victim. The only victim is the family whose lives, their loved one's life was lost that night. And instead of coming out with some human decency and saying, hey, can you turn down your headlights or, can you refrain from leaving a mess behind when you leave here, which I don't believe happens. Your badass shut-in of a boyfriend goes out because that's the truth of what happens. So I don't know if she forgets, but she told this story about a year ago and it was a stark difference. So yeah, I have no problem with my record being out there again. I've never hidden it. I am in recovery. I did some shitty shit and I pay for it every day. I also make up for it every day. What I have a problem with is bringing my family in it who's not on YouTube. That's what I have a problem with. But since all of you that support it don't have a problem with that, you surely won't have a problem with what I showed today. Okay. And again, it won't be doxing, but it will be showing you all some inside information to who these people are. That's all. So Brittany, for whatever reason, took my community post to be very personal. And I believe it was even stated up here. I think, Heather, if I'm correct, you were part of Brittany. I was actually friendly with Brittany at the time that this accident took place because I remember it. So the fact is, I know he was threatening them with a pew and called charges for pulling down the memorial.
Thank you so much, Marshall. Oh, look, here's one of Brittany's ex-mods that were in the chat that day. That confirms that must be the ex-mod Brittany was already insecure that I may have spoken with when she validated what I was saying by saying, I don't know whatever mod talked to you. Yeah.
Now, Brittany claims that it was okay, the moral, that they were out there drinking and the bright lights were going through the windows and keeping the kids up and all those things and, whatever may be it. You also took down the memorial. You trashed the memorial of a 20-year-old whose life was taken too soon.
Sure
That's
did.
absolutely horrific.
Can you imagine ever? They didn't just ask that it be removed. They literally destroyed it. A memorial that I will show you was not on her property. There's no way that these people that lost their loved one due to drunk drinking, like Brittany claims, were then showing up at her house to drive drunk. You blame the headlights for keeping your kids up, but we know your kids are up all night anyway. You're a piece of shit is what you are. And you were afraid by me telling this story, everybody would know the piece of shit that Craig is. And now we know more than ever because now we know a little bit more about Craig and how much he loves his guns, don't we? After knowing what we know today about Craig, how many of you believe that he absolutely destroyed this memorial? Put a 1 in the chat. It's not too far-fetched. There's a reason you told mods about it. There's a reason you told the public about it. Unprivate your streams, you fucking liar. But you still were never doxxed. Matter of fact, I'll prove I never doxed her. I'll fucking prove it. Pulling it up now.
So I'm going to show you all this memorial spot. But hold on, because I forgot to exit out the address. So hold on.
Oh, right there. I forgot to exit out the address. So hold on.
The memorial that was such a burden on this family.
Have to look for it.
This is the memorial.
Does that look like a house? Did I show a house? Thank you for all the ones. Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that it's either Brittany or one of her mods that just came in here and doxed what they think to be my address as well as my child's name. No doubt about it. Does anybody else find it creepy that somebody's looking up a 13-year-old? Very fucking creepy. I was very careful because I said, despite what they may be, I'm not. And although you just doxed me, I'm not going to dox you. That's literally what I said.
It was 20 years old when on Sunday.
You know what? We don't know if it showed up in the foyer or not because we don't know if Rackin is a pathological liar or not. So this is all the things that Brittany's claiming to be a dox right here. She's saying this is me doxing her house. This is why she went legal on me, that I doxed her house. Hello, idiots. On the internet, on YouTube, we have different definitions for what a dox is. I assure you that by law, that would not be considered a dox.
October 30th, he tragically lost his life by going off-road into this ditch. Giselle, thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Does this look like it's something that would be such a bother to you on a property?
I'm so sorry to hear that. I lost a child. Let's not mess with their memorial site. I'm surprised the family of the young man didn't go to the law. I believe they did, Mama Angie, but I don't know. Maybe they did. I have no idea. I'm so sorry you lost a loved one, a child.
No. God
And
rest
then
his soul.
you have her saying that the lights were keeping their kids up because the driveway, right? You know, Brittany, you have no problem with doxing. And lucky for you, I'm not going to dox.
Oh,
so there'd be a police report about these people drinking and drugging and they getting in their cars driving, right?
Right. Surely, if you're saying there's these people coming to your property to drink and do drugs and then driving, you would have called the police, right?
Or she has several different ones, Heather. I will agree with that.
God,
so this memorial spot. Let me make sure you can't see. Okay. Because unlike you, Brittany, I'm not going to dox you, and I would never celebrate somebody doxing your family.
How many times did I say I'm not going to dox, and this bitch claims I doxed? Show me where. Show me where I ever pulled up your property on and showed your house. You fucking liar.
I'm going to show what a liar you are.
And my word still holds true after this bitch, after Roshni frivolously sued me, I still called out the fact that somebody doxed the family tree of hers. I still did that. So even after everything you've done to me, I still hold to my word. But yeah, I'm the bad guy.
This memorial spot. Let me make sure you can't see. Okay. Because unlike you, Brittany, I'm not going to dox you, and I would never celebrate somebody doxing your family. But I am going to show what a liar you are. This memorial spot is right there. Look at the distance. This memorial spot, that's the driveway.
The road's blocked off, and all you see is a fucking road in a ditch. It's showing you the memorial's here, and the house is all the way down there. What's the motherfucking timestamp? I'll pull that shit up myself. You are such a liar. Okay, I'm going to pull it up over here on my stream.
I'm going to show what a liar you are.
So people see it bigger.
This memorial spot is right there. Look at the distance. This
Where's the house, bitch?
memorial spot, that's the
Fucking
driveway.
scumbag.
Memorial spot, driveway.
Oh, wow.
I thought
it's not even like it's not right here in front of it. It's not up here past their fence. It's on the side.
Yeah.
And
you
it's
know
far
what?
enough away from the driveway.
Fuck if I
in
do.
my
She
opinion.
doxed herself.
Wow, you know what? My husband's family has a similar little memorial for his brother.
Look at the distance from that memorial spot to the alleged house and driveway. You're a liar, Brittany.
Memorial spot, driveway.
She's a fucking liar.
It's not even like it's not right here in front of it. It's not up here past their fence. It's on the side.
Yep.
And it's far enough away from the driveway, in my opinion. There are many ways, like I said, that could be resolved without literally breaking down a memorial for a 20-year-old that lost their life. There are many ways you can go about respectfully asking for changes to be made that does not inquire disrespect in the deceased.
Yep.
But what do you expect after you dox somebody and their fucking family member? You should expect the dox, bitch.
And in my opinion, it was a strong disrespect to the deceased, and I don't think there's any justification for it. And I don't believe and I don't think there's any justification for going out there with, toting a weapon in hand, threatening. What we're supposed to believe now is young adults, right, that are supposedly out there drinking and recklessly leaving behind trash. Well, and I was just wondering is that even considered their property at that point? It's hard. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell from just a photo. But nonetheless, this is a memorial spot, a tiny little memorial spot for this young adult whose life was tragically taken too soon.
Oh, thank you so much, Whitebird. Holding those experiences in a blue Christmas in my heart. That's so sweet of you. Thank you for thinking of everybody.
He was a junior fireman, so I find it insulting that you're thinking all his friends and family that come by to honor him are alcoholics and drug addicts. Okay.
But why would you call the police?
Right. Why wouldn't you call the police? If there's people outside your property that are drinking and drugging, why aren't you calling the police? Right here, he was proud to be a junior fireman, a volunteer fireman. He was affectionately known, enjoyed riding horses, rodeos, four-wheeling, hunting.
A few things. The city and state of where the young man was from are only thing listed. The street names are marked through or blurred. Brittany has her full name scrolling in her pay links every night. A house is nowhere visible. It's a ditch. Regardless, it is not worthy of the legal response from BJ.
He loved his truck, hang out with his friends and his family, and his dog, Gage.
I dox everybody with a ditch.
This is the young man.
That's sickening.
His memorial. Yeah. After she heard that and somebody was just passed, she still continued her live stream. Yep. And again, I'm still not doxing. Let's make that very clear. This isn't doxing. And yeah, he didn't just take it down. He downright trashed it.
Yep.
He trashed
Destroyed it.
Enforcement took him around and talked like he's privy to information that no one else is, right?
Privy or pervy?
Yeah, pervy. And
it's considered a ditch. I don't know if it's her property line or not. I just know it was a tiny little spot very far from the driveway. And what she used to disparage the loved ones to justify what Craig didn't suffice. You're going to claim that this little memorial on an easement of a property you don't even exit, you don't even leave your yard, you don't even sit in the yard, you do nothing like that, was such a bother to you. And you're going to say that this young man and his family were sitting there doing drugs and getting high and drinking while visiting their loved one that died, in your words, from drinking and driving? She literally spit all over the deceased and his loved ones to justify the maniac-like behavior of Craig. But that's nothing new for Brittany, because what's following with that is her, again, trashing victims. Yeah, fuck you, Brittany Nicole Never Black Jackson. I don't give a fuck if you say my full fucking name. You doxed me in litigation, you dumb bitch. Everybody knows my fucking name.
Did everybody see the brand new little blurb for STD girl?
No.
Oh.
STD girl. That could get you sued.
You guys taught me that she's called STD girl.
Yes. Where can I find this at?
You guys taught me that Clue's called STD girl. Clue can sue you for that.
Yeah. I miss something?
Chlamydia.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's all of Craig's father's property, which will go to Craig's mother and not BJ. That's why he doesn't want to marry her.
Yes.
The new what? Blurb?
Val, there was a little blurb. She got a CMD and she is pissed.
Where?
And he didn't just destroy it. He went out there waving a pistol. Drunk, weapon-wielding idiot acting a fool again. And again, what we know now. Do you believe me now?
Where can I? Is she live about it? Did she not know that? Come on, she had to know it was coming.
I got what?
War.
I've been going to sleep early, so I feel like I missed out on a lot.
I didn't know.
Now listen closely. BJ says she thought Clue already got it. How would BJ know she was getting one before she got it? Maybe because she's talking privately with those giving them out.
I thought she already got it.
See?
Look on War Eagle.
Tony Mathis, thank you. He said, "Stop." Right? Go ahead and screenshot it. What is it? I was gonna say troll huggers. Go ahead and screenshot it.
Is that fucking reality up there? Holy shit. Oh, what's that show called? What's the show with the two ladies that used to be on Nick at Night? Hey, Queen. What's the name? The two women. Eileen and Shirley and something. I can't zoom in. I wish I could. What is the name? Thelma Louise, Wheezy, Laverne and Shirley. We got Three's Company and Laverne and Shirley up on panel, folks. So I mean, it is a Nick at Night panel. It's meant to put you to sleep, right? Laverne and Shirley, the one lone curl on her forehead. Oh, bless her. Listen, she has a glass eye. We shouldn't be too cruel. Bless her heart, you piece of shit. How are you going to call other people old when this bitch comes out wearing a fucking Laverne and Shirley wig? Get out of here.
Bridge huggers. Thank you so much.
With a Tweety Bird. Read my Tweety Bird quote.
Tony, for the super chat.
Thank you so much, Tony, for allowing me to be part of your green team and frivolously sue people. You're fantastic.
Yeah, this is for the contractual agreement.
You did sign into a contract, though, didn't you? You signed over NDA for legal rights to Nick at Night. You did. Joanna Robarch. All right. Joanna Robarch. Business person. Oh. Now, why'd you go and do that, Daisy Duke? Why'd you go and do that? Rumor has it she was so shocked that Brittany once took accountability that the eye started to pop out and she quickly put it back in. It was one of those like cartoon things, like, bung. Look at that. Brittany took accountability, y'all. Bung. She was so shocked. Nearly came out.
I'm just going to say this, okay? Because there's some things that I can't say right now, but I can tell you this, okay? There are two different scenarios.
Notice her breathing. And I'm pretty sure this is a fast forward.
Situation with Uncle Taco is different than this post
Uncle
that I'm reading about, okay? The post that I'm reading about is not the same issue that goes with what Uncle Taco is talking about.
Okay.
The post that I'm reading from Lesniak is relevant to another person that's working on the case.
Can you even read?
So this is why I wanted to read this and talk about it too, because
a lot of people weren't aware that BJ was part of the quote unquote team at this point. She's slowly sharing more inside info and they're running with everything they say. How'd that work out for you today? I thought they were going to have Sebastian home by Christmas. Guess we got to wait till.
I made a community post asking why the hell is this happening? This is not okay. And people commented on it saying that they can't believe that, I would go.
Because she has one perfectly 470. There's nothing wrong with having one, but it's just a fact of her life as well. I'm not making fun of her. I think she's a piece of shit person, but it's just the only one thing we really know about her besides now that we know she looks like that lady that we just Googled.
With having no proof. Okay. Guidance says, no, it's possibly connected. I know who you're talking about. Okay. Well, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly,
this is
guys. I
likely
really
something
wouldn't.
the team wasn't aware of. She can't keep secrets because she wants to be part of something.
People are saying that, they don't believe this. I want to say this. This is Leslie.
Now you're part of the first successful anti-slap in PA history. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, Joseph Lesniak.
I don't know.
He is the one posting this.
So.
If you think for 1 minute that this attorney is going to risk his job,
but he did, didn't he? If you think for 1 minute that there's not a chance that Lesniak has led to himself and others facing the possibility of being sanctioned, then you're still just a buffoon. I mean, it's the same man who admitted he doesn't know how many C&Ds he sent out from his office, yet he knows everything that comes in and out of his office. We figured out by now that Lasniak, who was added as a plaintiff in litigation, is not the Scrivener. Have we not? Do we need to go back to it and see where he said plaintiff Joseph Lasniak? What attorney fucks up and puts himself as a plaintiff? Yikes.
His credentials, his livelihood over some kind of internet beef. You got another thing coming. This isn't just a create.
I thought it wasn't over internet beef, Brittany. I thought it was over. You just absolutely springs. Oh, yeah. Believe me, we got a plan. We got a fucking plan.
Peter posting this. If he posted it, he's vetted the situation. And I don't know how people can say that, this man's lying. It's not, this is.
We have received reports that individuals are now filing false claims with federal officials. Meaning calling Nick's parole officer. You know who did that? Chris Proudfoot. You know why? Because he was just in doing so. You know what else? I probably shouldn't say it. Fuck.
Isn't some creator just trying to one up somebody over internet beef? You know what I mean? What happened is there's somebody that's working on the team, right? They're en route to Tennessee to go help in the search.
Right. Oh, in September, they were en route to Tennessee, guys, to help with the search. They were en route.
And someone who Lesniak is referring to as a troll, so a troll, let's just call him that, contacted TBI and alleged that the persons that are on the way to search are posing as TBI agents, wearing badges and going around pretending to be some agents. And
now that's not at all what happened. What happened was Chris Proudfoot called because Nick acted like he was on his way to Tennessee as a private investigative group with Dog the Bounty Hunter. So, oh my fucking God, it took them 2 years to do that. Music City Mom, 2 years. When FBI already identified Green Hoodie.
And they're on the way.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense.
So luckily when TBI reached out to the people that are headed to Tennessee, it immediately debunked it because they're on, that's what Lesniak's saying. Right here it says, let me see. It has come to our attention that an individual falsely reported to authorities that several searchers associated with that night and the Dog the Bounty Hunter were brandishing TBI badges and entering homes unlawfully.
Now, dates are very important. Remember how things have played out so far. CDs went out to 2 people. Granny hadn't been mentioned. BJ has a long talk with Tony. Nick shows up in Granny's chat and threatens her. BJ messages that Nick is going for Granny first. October 2nd, she has 24 hours. It's 911. I have to get as many clips as possible of Granny trashing Seth, Tony, and myself. But it's for the missing kid, y'all. It's for Sebastian. But please, hurry up and get me all the clips you can of Granny trashing Seth, Tony, and myself. You know what Brittany ended up with? Listen, we have to talk. This just changed big time. See, that's what I was telling Nick last night, that Queen Bee is dangerous. She is one of the major hosts of the lies and slander. Obviously talking to Nick behind the scenes, trying to get him going at QB. Join the Discord server that Brittany's advertising, Barbecue Lady Info. Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard Brittany say that she never does fuck shit behind the scenes. Yet you asked Nick to look in to see if I have custody of my kids or not. Bitch, I assure you I got full custody, never lost, never nothing. You looked into my child's employment. They looked in, which I'm assuming by looking at this, Brittany was part of that. The briefing room, litigation lounge. No doubt that's where this information about my daughter came from. And then you just had somebody in here doxing my son and my address.
Rules for thee and not for me. Just like, people can actually, there's the last couple of days.
Isn't it funny when my attorney said rules for me, not for thee, and litigation? Brittany was so insulted by that. Why? Someone needs to post in Granny's chat that QB is live. I thought you don't troll, Brittany. Such a victim. She's still trying to stir shit and go at Granny and QB behind the scenes, but she's scared of us. That will make them run a QB. My views hurt you, don't they, Brittany? Can you do me a favor? For everybody who hits the thumbs up, you make this bitch remember just a little bit more. She's a lousy piece of shit. Take a second, please, and hit that thumbs up. It must have killed you, Brittany, to know that we had damn near 2,000 people watching for almost 9 hours yesterday. Sleepy, wheezy poon.
Have been people talking about, I don't know if you guys saw where Savage showed, I think Savage showed a picture of a car in a random driveway.
Oh, absolutely.
She made sure to block out, there was nothing else. All you could see was the car. And I've heard people say, oh, why are we looking up other people's houses on Google? I thought we don't do that. Who rocks with somebody who's looking up people's houses on Google?
Mm-hmm.
My house
Thank you,
was
Susie.
just shown, well, not my house, but
Thank you, Cash. What I never understood is how anyone reading the filing can believe the statements are true, and indeed the premise that the defendants hindered the search for Sebastian. Thank you. Hey, Karen, thank you so much. Thank you, Just Irish. Back again, sister. Thank you, Tora. DJ, thank you for asking. I'll try to post it. Brittany's going to admit here that I didn't show her house. That story has changed drastically over time, included up until last night, where she claims I showed her house.
Somebody who's looking up people's houses on Google. My house was just shown, well, not my house, but my whole yard was just shown
Her
on
whole
Google
yard.
Earth on a live stream 5 days ago.
Her whole yard.
My entire yard was shown on Google.
After you doxed me and my father, your entire yard was shown? I should pull up the bitch's entire yard right now and have her try to sue me over it. I really should. I really fucking should. If I'm accused of constantly doing these things, at what point do I actually just do them? You ever feel that way? Like, if you're going to say that I do shit I don't do, should I just do it? If you're going to say I never do shit I do, should I stop doing it? Right, her fucking small yard, her entire yard. Her yard was doxxed, so I sued this woman and accused her of RICO. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. How dare you?
Earth on a damn live stream. And what do you think? How do you basically you just doxed me? You gave everybody the keys to dox, to find where my house is at.
But it's okay that you doxed me and my family, right? And that actually included date of birth, address, and everything. What I showed was a fucking ditch. But you know what's crazy? You know what's really crazy about this? Is that, Brittany, you said when you re-doxed me 3 times by playing 3 different streams, you said that because I was doxed before, it's not a dox. Well, I got proof that you claimed that you were doxed in 2022. 2022, you claimed you were doxed. So what would that be? Not a dox? You weren't doxed. You can't be doxed twice. Everybody's saying leave the yard alone. You know what? That yard does deserve better. It got to wait until it's in the nighttime to even get mowed. Poor lawn. If it gets mowed, I don't know. She's a piece of shit, man. I can't with the hypocrisy of this bitch. It is A-okay that she literally doxed me the day prior. Me and my family. But, watch out. Granny showed the ditch.
Guess what? The streets were silent. Wasn't a thing said. You know why? Because when it comes to me, there are different rules. People can go as low as they want. They can speak on my kids. They can.
I don't agree with her entire house being shown, even though her name wasn't attached. She claimed it, but Granny didn't show her house or address. The police officer that came out and spoke to BJ told her that is not illegal.
Look my house up on Google Earth and show it to all of the YouTube streets. They can share videos.
And wait a minute. If this is after Brandywine, I did speak against that. Fuck out of here.
So my kids, or try to get access to my kids. They can my house. You did dox me.
So that puts her kids in danger, but putting out my full first and last name, my date of birth, and my city and state doesn't? What do you think's more of a dox? One, for somebody's address, full name, and date of birth, or 2, the picture of a ditch. Holy shit. I mean, your kids aren't the only fucking kids that matter, bitch.
Share videos of my kids or try to get access to my kids. They can my house. You did dox me, Granny. Showing my house, showing my yard in my street.
That's your fucking dox, bitch. That's your fucking dox, bitch. It would be laughed out of a courtroom. You should put the ditch on merch. The only reason I wanted Olaf is because that memorial deserved more respect than Brittany would have ever given it. This is the big dox. Craig's house, Craig's dad's house is the big dox. That led to me being accused of RICO. Fuck you.
And lying on Craig
There
constantly.
it is. Lying on Craig constantly.
And I'm gonna ask this,
but I have to wonder, Brittany, why you assumed the mod told me that story. I have to wonder if I made it up.
Now,
You have to wonder why she has such a sudden emotional breakdown over something that happened weeks ago. Good question. Is this the same live stream where she face plants the mic? Exactly, Olivia.
asking for I want all the pictures. I want that. I'm asking you to take.
If anybody's looking for a new avatar, I can suggest some photos. Sorry, I got to clear my throat. Oh shit, I accidentally clicked over. Hold on. Wait, where am I at? Oh, over here. Sorry.
All of the images of me, all of the images of my yard. I want all of them off of your channel. And anybody, any of you.
Yeah, she blurred the tree. Was this a strategy that was discussed behind the scenes in Discord meetings to gain public sympathy and support for the upcoming filing? She waited 2 weeks to cry about it. This was 2 weeks later, guys. 2 weeks. And mind you, she doxed my full fucking name, my city and state, and my date of birth. That's an actual dox because people's date of births are not easily accessible. That would be by law a dox. Shut up, reality.
It's one thing to talk shit. If you want to talk shit about me, go ahead. That's life. There's nothing I can do about that.
Your Honor, she called me a fat, wasteful piece of shit. But it's okay to talk shit. Really? When you put in the declaration that I called you a fat, wasteful piece of shit, but it's okay to talk shit? I guess it's okay to dox others, but don't expect anything back.
I can handle that. I don't want anybody to think that I forgot about Betty. Betty, I'll just say I'm aware of everything that happened with Betty, but
the words Jessica used to describe me, a lazy, wasteful piece of shit, aren't just casual insults. They cut to the core of my identity as a mother who works hard to give my children the love and stability they deserve. You won't even give them a fucking bedtime routine.
we've got a plan. And
We
I
got a
got the
plan.
screenshots, but
We got a plan,
you
folks.
bet, make sure you get those screenshots so we can send that with the rest of the stuff.
Hey, Yvette, how'd that work out for you? Because you're still on the line to be subpoenaed to court as a witness. Just because you left Brittany and you changed your name and you ran and hid, you will still be held accountable for everything you participated in to destroy my life over a bitch that you now recognize is a lousy, no good piece of shit that abused kittens, right? And your words.
Tiffany, I don't believe this.
That's why Brittany waited 2 weeks to come on there and cry about what I did 2 weeks prior after hiding the stream where she doxed me and my father that she knew would get a response because she knew that they were getting ready to file this and she was in on it. Without a doubt, she was all the way in at this point.
I just got this fucking crazy ass lawsuit
I wake up a Friday morning to this.
from Seth Rogers.
What?
Uh-huh.
You got a lawsuit?
I don't think I'm named in it, but a woman named Barbecue Lady and Granny's watching.
Ooh.
Plaintiffs.
I knew Granny was going to be next. Barbecue Lady's the one that.
Let's see. Brittany
says that I lie about saying I was doxxed in front of thousands. Can anybody tell me the view count that this video right here has? Now, we don't know the view count that Molly's had, but I can see Josh's view count right there, and it's just a little over 17,000 people. 17,000 people saw my fucking docs, but you're going to say that I exaggerated the number? My litigation that is attached to the name of a missing child that went on national news, and you're saying I'm exaggerating my docs being reached? Go fuck yourself again, Brittany. The Caffeinated Duchess, thank you so much for being a member. I can't stand her. It's thousands. 17,354 people viewed that live stream where my full name and address is posted, plus the E's, plus Molly's, plus everybody else that covered it thereafter. And you're saying I'm exaggerating that number? How many people saw your dinky little fucking yard ditch?
Cole Jackson, Christina O'Donnell, Julia Valentini, I don't know how to pronounce that. And you have plaintiff Nicholas.
Daisy dude.
This is a legitimate lawsuit filed.
Do you want to know how many news articles we've been on? We've been on the news in Tennessee, and we've had 3 articles in Philadelphia written about it. Never been on the news. And I did a fucking interview in Tennessee. What do you mean I've never been on the news? Wait until your face is on the news as a frivolous litigant that lost the first anti-SLAPP in Pennsylvania and did so off the back of a missing child that nobody now covers.
Towards actual people on this app. So I don't know what you're talking about. So if you want to watch, watch. If you don't, leave. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. Case stems from a criminal enterprise led by defendants which operates.
Okay. I went and told my grandma for no reason. Does anybody else remember Nick saying that they were going to have a press conference on my local court steps with Dog the Bounty Hunter? And that if you're a news agency that wants a one-on-one with Dog afterwards, to reach out to them? Anybody else fucking remember that? But I told her for no reason because I didn't know at that time that your friend Nick was a crook and a liar, and that you're not even allowed to have a press conference over civil matters on the court steps. It took almost a month for me to get my attorney to know that they couldn't even do that. The marching band canceled it. Go fuck yourself, Brittany.
Through coordinated online harassment. It is. It's like a RICO. Holy crap.
It's like a RICO, Josh. Do you feel dumb yet, Josh? I'm just wondering. Do you feel dumb
This case
yet?
stems from a criminal enterprise led by defendants which operates through coordinated online harassment, defamation, statement of threats against plaintiffs.
What's the current views on all these videos? Let's add them together because that's the only way Brittany understands. And then let's add a couple zeros to it to understand the punitive damages that will be owed out.
Defendants' actions have severely obstructed the ongoing search for missing teenager Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers and have caused irreparable harm to the plaintiffs and their efforts. This memorandum outlines the pattern of
people talk about the way I talk all the time. Irreparable. Legal conduct, but no criminal charges from the DA or any police contact. If illegal, why aren't they arrested with criminal charges? Idiots. All these true crimers that read this shit out and didn't even comprehend it.
Legal and harmful conduct engaged in by defendants, which not only violates Pennsylvania's Corrupt Organizations Act, but also federal laws governing harassment and criminal intimidations. Like you can't call somebody a...
Of course she did, but imagine if I had Deet's full government name and her address right now and put it up on my screen. Do you think there'd be outrage?
Pedo, that's not a pedo. You can't call somebody, you know...
Actually, people who call Seth that word weren't part of the lawsuit, Josh. Not only that, but I'm curious what everybody thinks when you actually read the litigation and you see that that claim was listed under intentional infliction of emotional harm, but not defamation. Think about that.
Oh, a thief. That's not a thief.
You guys want to see it? Let's see.
Let's see it.
How many views? How many views do these excited little 3 fucking weirdos have? 18,878. Here, I'll do the math because, you know, why not? We got 17,334 plus 18,878. That's 36,212 people right there, Brittany. 36,212 people received my full government name and my address along with yours when you initiated litigation. Tell me again, I'm exaggerating the number when I say thousands received my docs.
Let me see if I can do it the right way. All right.
So yes, so that is what we are looking at.
I can't wait until these three weirdos are held accountable too. I can't fucking wait. Thank you so much, Megan. 38 months. Happy holidays to you, my friend. Don't forget the emergency injunction filing too. Yep. I can't wait until they're all held accountable.
This is massive, and I kind of hinted at this a little bit. I've been thinking this for a little while, and I kind of just go back to kind of where I first started thinking this way as far as conspiracy. I don't think people realized what they had walked into. When we first started looking at the case, I think we were all kind of once we started to realize it was a crime and not a runaway situation.
You know who got money, owns businesses? They're the ones that should be
I
concerned.
started to develop the theory that at least 2, 3, and then over time, I came to believe that anywhere from 3 to 5 people probably had direct knowledge of exactly what happened. And privately, I've had the idea that
A blank slate. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I thought you were. I appreciate. I don't know if it renewed or whatever happened, but I appreciate you coming back. Thank you. This is not okay, in my opinion. They are pushing the story that Granny and Barbecue know what happened to Sebastian because they have spoken with Chris Proudfoot. That's okay, right? That's not inciting hate to say that I'll have blood on my hands, that I know the whereabouts of a missing child. That didn't endanger me and my children. Not at all. Fuck you.
even
man.
more than that, probably know bits and parts. And once I started thinking that way, I started, we kind of just started discussing the possibility of conspiracy charges, which are always possible in any kind of crime. And
I just wanted to address this. B in Florida says,
it's been a year plus later, and I still have never even been approached by my DA or local law enforcement. But sure, criminal charges. You should be criminally charged.
Been served yet because Granny and are Queen B saying they have not been served. That we don't know. The documents are up on the website, the court website.
That's right. I wasn't even served at this point. Matter of fact, I wasn't served until November 8th. It took a month later for me to be served because this went out on the internet first. Never forget that. When people say, why does Granny keep talking about the RICO or putting all the information about the RICO out there? Because I woke up one day to find out I'm being sued via the internet, where they got the running grounds to put out this narrative that I'm hiding a missing child while operating a criminal enterprise. And if I didn't give daily updates or weekly updates or every update that took place, this would still be the fucking narrative. I had no choice but to clean up the reputation they harmed. How people can't comprehend that. Fucking heifer.
So
yeah, I don't know about service yet, so I don't know. That'll be up to
If they
them.
haven't, they will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mr. E, did you talk about the percentage success rate of RICO filed cases?
I love this. This is so
I didn't see percentage. I just saw that it was rare.
I think it's a 98% success rate on the filing of RICO cases. And
Do you believe that, Aunt E? Do you believe that? Well, look at that. I'm part of the 2% then. You fucking idiot. It is not 98% success rate. Hell, they couldn't get Diddy. You thought these little misfit island toys were going to be able to take me down for running a RICO? Oh my God.
Being proven.
The giddiness.
Some people have to learn the hard way. But
I can't wait till you learn the hard way, Mr. E. I haven't forgotten about you and all your defamation and your propaganda and everything you put forward. Wait till you all find out who was really running a fucking RICO.
I feel some sympathy for people in a sense. I don't want anyone, getting in this kind of trouble.
That's our son. Fucking weirdo. Maybe he's stomping around for some fucking attention.
But you can't mess around with this. This
Had
is
all
this
three
is
idiots
RICO.
on panel. But this is RICO. Do you know what this is? This is accusing me of a crime. Do you know what it is to do that? It's illegal. It's defamation. You're accusing me of a crime and you're saying it with confidence, Mr. E. Has he ever came back out and retracted his statements? Fuck, this is infuriating me all over again. Thank you, Bronco.
But ultimately, don't you think it's because it has impeded with the actual investigation is the whole reason behind these charges, not just to just go after these people, but to go after the enterprise that's causing the hang up in the investigation? That's my interpretation. Is that what you see as the reasons behind it?
Yes.
Oh my God. You people look like you smell like cat piss and day old baloney. Are you fucking kidding me? They're impeding the investigation. Where's the investigation today? Where's that private intelligence group? They're just now unmasking the identity of a man from a year plus ago? Great fucking intelligence group they are. Holy shit.
Hey, Granny, what's up?
Hey, Queen.
Am I here?
Yeah, how are you?
Good. I don't even know how like everybody else had this. I didn't even.
You're up here.
I had no idea until I tuned into Molly, which she got it from TM, who's directly connected to the, so whatever. But I only saw what I'm getting snippets of. I don't have the papers. I can't even get them to load on my computer, so I don't know how everybody even has them. I don't have them.
Christ. Your name, it's your lawsuit, and you can't even get the papers.
Nope.
Jesus Christ. Listen, I'm really sorry this has happened. And again, as I said before, I'm not fighting with you. Whatever I can do to help you, you let me know.
That's a good question,
I
Daisy.
appreciate that. I think it's because I'm a PA resident. I was an easy target. Again, they mentioned they mentioned the billboard money.
Look how smart Granny is, that I knew back then that I was just a target by location without Brittany's messages coming out through her mod to let us know that that's exactly why I became the target, the first target, because I was in PA.
I had nothing to do with billboard money. I didn't raise that money.
You have no connections to the raising money for that at all.
Yeah. There's not a lot. There's not a lot that in here that they can actually get me for. I think it is definitely not that I'm not going to take it serious. I'm taking it very serious, but it's not up. They have the burden of proof, and they're going to have a hard time proving that I've done the things that are being claimed because I'm not. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, the problem is like they're trying to freaking do this to make you waste money or trying to, So I guess the situation is like that. That's what their intent is.
Imagine if, I don't know, because the E's own a business, right? They own some type of spirit walking thing. Imagine if somebody accused them of operating a RICO in that state where they take people through the graveyards and it impacted them and their local reputation and their finances. Do you think they'd be up there giddy making jokes like Ricola? I sure don't. All these people find this shit funny until they find themselves on the receiving end of it. The E's came out here and adamantly accused me of operating a RICO. You accused me of running a criminal enterprise. And you never bothered to come up and clean it up. You never bothered to do a live stream and admit that we won, that we were successful in the anti-slap. Instead, you argue semantics that they received a restraining order that they did not. You said it was granted when it wasn't. Never came and cleaned up anything. And these are supposed to be true crime people. You guys are supposed to believe that they give a fuck about Sebastian.
Intent is to try to make you waste money, waste time, to go after you, to intimidate you, and that's what I feel like that's what it is. Because it doesn't even make sense. Like, how are you part of an illegal organization that's trying to make money through RICO? It doesn't even make sense. You're on YouTube. You talk about people.
It's crazy.
What is the RICO? I must be like ignorant.
Oh, is there claims of RICO in there?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't even know that's what it says in there. Also,
you haven't been served, so.
right. I mean, no. The fact that, first off, again, I'm trying to be careful what I say. I might have hurt some feelings or said some unfavorable things, but I never made accusations. I never made threats. I never raised money for billboards. Nothing. So I just love to see what they really have.
The problem with that is that you can't. Apparently, you talk about this case, people will come after you, and that's it makes it feel like, well, why even talk about it? Why should anyone talk about this case now if they're going to be threatened with federal injunctions and sued and accused of being?
Because that morning, Molly read it out and others ran and downloaded it. So other people, my computer couldn't handle it. It was like over 300 pages. I couldn't get it to download. So at that point, it was already out. That's how BTIM knew that there was accusations of RICO, because several creators already read it.
Part of a RICO act.
About these enterprises. And this part's got me interested too, Justin. Like hearing that there's this weird underground behind the scenes thing going on.
Oh,
So,
fuck you.
This attorney does, I just read it. He knows how to get the information.
Yeah.
decades.
Remember, BJ has been in Nick's Discord since 10-6, where there is a litigation lounge and scheduled meetings. She also told her Maz it was 911 that they had to hurry up and get all the clips of me. So her acting ignorant to the public, again, shows everybody how lying, conniving, and sneaky this girl is.
RICO law.
She knew what she was doing, man.
RICO law.
I think that this is going to go so much further than we know, you guys.
Do you?
Because, like I
Brittany?
said,
All the
don't
way
look to me
till
for
appellate
information.
court.
Or Justin, like the only thing that I really know is about my filing. You know what I mean? I'm not privy to anything else. So this stuff that we're reading in this filing.
Yeah, you're in the Discord where it says litigation lounge and you know nothing else. You're a fucking idiot.
Is news to me too. So when I see them speaking about enterprises and things going on behind the scenes, it really makes me wonder. I'm like, damn, because I'm just an average person that's got a channel that comes on here to hang with y'all at night, talk about true crime. But it really looks like some of this stuff is going to open the doors to a lot of things that none of us knew were going on.
I can't wait to show you all this.
What?
Let me show you guys this. In her declaration, she literally mentions that this is the ongoing coordinated campaign. Right there, adding to the allegations of RICO, Brittany. You knew what the fuck you were doing. You just knew that there were going to be people that would call you out for it. You knew it. You're just a liar.
Where are you at, Mr.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
This is
Striker in a courtroom. Yeah.
Is it the second cease and desist that Seth has put out before?
Yes.
And this is what happens after a cease and desist, right? The cease and desist is saying, okay, tone it down or knock it off, right?
Never got one.
And, well, here we are.
Yep.
This is why we can't have nice things.
So back in October 18th, the day it's released, Brittany's live talking about it because she was proud of it.
That's so funny, but it's so true though. So yeah, don't play with the RICO law. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, Tugs on heart. She's violent. She needs to be stopped. I just want to be able to come hang out with you guys and talk about things that I enjoy, that you cases, true crime cases, and to be able to.
Why can't you? This wasn't about the memorial. BJ didn't know Barbecue Lady or have any interaction with her on 10-6 when she was added to Nick's litigation Discord. She was added because they decided to go after Granny. Remember the message on 925, because she was local, according to BJ. This is why I go after Brittany, not the 9 others.
Hang on 1 second, guys.
Everybody says, what about the other 9? This is why.
Good Lord. Thank you, Yvette. I love you. Thank you for doing that. I could get 1 to 20 years in prison. This is serious. Why did I say they could get 1 to 20 years? Here's the thing. I don't even want anybody to go to jail. I don't want any of that. I don't want anybody to go to jail. I don't want to take anybody's money. I don't want to.
Remember when Nick was in her chat way back here and Nick said, we've never taken somebody to court that didn't end up being arrested by the 3rd hearing? I mean, if I have to find it again, I will, but I'm pretty sure you guys all remember him saying that to Brittany. So she knew that there was a possibility of this. She's accusing us of criminal acts and criminal codes, yet she doesn't want anybody to go to jail or to take anybody's money. What the fuck did you think you were doing? What the fuck did she think she was doing? You're a fucking liar. You're a liar.
Disrupt anybody's life. All I want is for her to do what she does and let me do what I do. Stop doing things.
What is it that you do, Brittany? Dox me and my family? That's the timeline. Brittany doxed me and my family. I went live and showed the memorial. That's the fucking timeline. The dates don't lie. You know what does lie? Brittany Nicole Jackson, not black, which is why she hid all her videos.
Where I have to worry about my children's happiness and well-being affected.
Always your kids.
Why? Because you hate me? Hate me silently. How about
hate me silently? Why are you listening? And most importantly, why are you letting your kids listen? I don't have to hate you silently to protect your feelings or your kids. You have the choice to listen to my streams or not. And the fact that you allow your kids to hear it, the fuck?
Yeah, and that's all I'm going to say.
Filed an injunction. Ashton Rogers. News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry breaks down statements included in this lawsuit.
An 18-page injunction backed by a 323-page list of exhibits and testimonies.
Now, Brittany says that this wasn't a dox, right? But yet, it's on the news. Again, let's add 17,000 views to my docs. 17,061 at the time of that video. We're now up to at least a minimum of 53,273 people getting my full name and address. The minute they put this on the news, anybody can do a quick Google and or just take the case code number and put it in and read the entirety. How dare you, again, minimize this, that it didn't impact me.
Was filed last Friday. The plaintiffs include Dog the Bounty Hunter, Sebastian Rogers' father, Seth, and the father's spokesperson, Tony Mathis, as well as YouTuber Andrew Griffin. The lawsuit alleges 2 influencers, a YouTuber and TikToker, created a, quote, coordinated campaign of cyber harassment, false allegations, and witness intimidation. The lawsuit ties back to the search for missing Sumner County teen Sebastian Rogers.
You know what it didn't say in here? That the YouTuber put out another YouTuber's property ditch. That wasn't listed. That we intercepted the search efforts. It was on fucking News Nation. I can't take it, Peekaboo. Like, and this is why I get so annoyed and wanted to have the conversation I did have at the people that Craig called lukewarm. And no, how can you even defend this girl at all? What if it were you?
Was last seen in February at his family home in Hendersonville. Dog the Bounty Hunter joined the search for Sebastian in September and added $75,000 to the reward for information, now totaling.
They did do a follow-up, Copa. We were on there. Barbecue and I spoke to the lady.
$125,000. The plaintiffs claim the influencers encourage their subscribers to flood tip lines and law enforcement with false reports, have threatened Dog the Bounty Hunter and other searchers, allegedly slowing down critical travel and coordination for search efforts. A spokesperson for Sebastian's father said one of the influencers threatened to, quote, take
a national spokesperson on national news at this point. Okay.
him down, while Sebastian's dad wrote, quote, I'm fighting against a coordinated group of individuals who seem more interested in destroying me than helping to find my boy. He went on to say, quote, if my son dies out there, they'll have blood on their hands.
Brittany often talks about inciting hate, endangering her children. You have a father who did a really good job going around on very big national news platforms and making himself look like a victim, stayed on the news that me, the name that is listed as a defendant in the litigation, will have blood on my hands. You don't think that left me terrified for my safety and especially that of my kids? And this bitch says that playing her background noise endangers her and her kids. This man's on the national news saying, I know where his child is. Fuck you for always minimizing this, Brittany.
The lawsuit urges the influencers to stop any disparaging comments about the plaintiffs, remove any previous video content doing so, and ask their subscribers to follow their example. A press conference.
Really? You are going to tell me that any of them would have said no to a pro bono lawyer? I don't believe it, especially, and I gotta be careful. I can't say much about litigation at all, okay?
Brittany, you said enough about litigation. I can't wait to get this bitch back, man. I can't wait.
But I think it's okay for me to say, especially, right, when their children are being brought into this, right?
Right.
Basically,
kids, right?
why am I doing it on the path that I'm doing it on? And basically, why am I taking part in this filing?
Because you had no other path. You had no other path because the things you accuse me of, I've never done.
And not doing it on my own volition. Well, do you have several $1,000s to hire an attorney?
But yet $15,000 paid for my year now plus of litigation, 3 lawsuits.
To file litigation?
$15,000 is all it would take to file litigation and fight RICO charges?
For the skunks. We gave you guys a lot of chances. And the ones that are still running around,
I have no idea.
You know who you are. I've never seen something like that. And I am very interested to see what the court's reaction is going to be, because love me if you want, hate me if you want, call me a fraud if you want, call me fake news if you want, call me a felon if you want, call me a parolee if you want. The law is the law. So when you go into court, you can't tell the judge, Your Honor, he's on parole, so I can get. Please give me a break. That's not going to work. If you think that's going to work, re-strategize. And there are more people that are being added. That is, I guess, the big news. Not really big news. It's just a few more. And guess what? There's going to be 50 people by the end of this. So more are being added as of yesterday. More defendants have been added to the case. Not many, but we are aiming for 50. And that's the number.
And guess what the judge said? How ridiculous it was that these guys literally added those to the filing without the judge's permission, just changing the headline of the filing without the judge's permission. These people just, it's sick how much they lied.
That we have, likely 49, or I think it was 49, the actual number, but that's a lot of people that are going to have a lot of explaining to do. It's not a joke. It's not a joke at all. It's with the courts. They can't just say, oh, we're throwing this in the trash. No, everybody's.
It's not a joke, Brittany. Again, Nick clearly didn't know that in July of 2024, Pennsylvania adopted the anti-SLAPP. And that's the only reason that it was able to be thrown away. That's the only reason that we were able to get before the judge within 60 days and not wait 4, 5, 6 years for this to reach a courtroom. That's the only fucking reason that we're in appellate court right now. And that this is moving quicker than it would have.
Joke. It's not a joke at all. It's with the courts. They can't just say, oh, we're throwing this in the trash. No, everybody's going to get heard. All 10 plaintiffs, in addition to the next batch of 10 that are being added, will be heard. So again, it's a class action injunction. It's not a lawsuit. It's an injunction. And it's a serious thing. And I don't care if you don't take it serious. I am just giving advice, I guess, to the people that don't. You should, because there's no to drag yourself into something that.
This argument does not advance the ball for plaintiffs for at least 3 reasons. First, they appear to suggest that by making statements on a forum that is accessible all over the world changes the analysts. The court is aware of no authority, nor do plaintiffs provide any, that would support the conclusion that there is a different framework for assessing speech when made during a public podcast, particularly one on which plaintiffs themselves are communicating. Second, plaintiffs' argument seems to be that unnamed others who listen to defendants' podcasts are the persons who are causing harm to the plaintiffs, or some of them, Mr. Mathis, Mr. Rogers. There is nothing in the complaint that provides any specific information of how defendants are causing others to act on their alleged accusations. No information as to which of the defendants made the statements. No information as to who the unnamed others are or how the others harmed plaintiffs. Third, the only time in the entire complaint that plaintiffs allege defendants to have made accusations related to pedophilia is in the count for intentional infliction of emotional distress, not defamation, asserted on behalf of plaintiff Rogers. And alleged, and even when viewed through the lens of a claim of defamation, the single alleged accusation that one of the plaintiffs is a pedophile does not take the speech out of the scope of protected public speech. Because of the suggestion made by plaintiffs here that such an accusation is defamatory, it should have been listed as such. In light of the foregoing, the court concludes that the defendant's YouTube podcasts fall well within the freedom of speech protections afforded by the First Amendment Constitution. Now let's listen to Nick's confidence again, and Brittany's, and all of theirs.
49, or I think it was 49, the actual number. But that's a lot of people that are going to have a lot of explaining to do.
Holy
it's not a joke.
Shit.
It's not a joke at all.
What the crock? Are you serious?
With the courts, they can't just say, oh, we're throwing this in the trash. No, everybody's going to get heard. All 10 plaintiffs, in addition to the next batch of 10 that are being added, will be heard. So again, it's a class action injunction. It's not a lawsuit. It's an injunction. And it's a serious thing. And I don't care if you don't take it serious. I am just giving advice, I guess, to the people that don't. You should, because there's no to drag yourself into something that we all know you won't be able to afford to get out. Now, maybe there are YouTubers, not in this case, on YouTube that can afford litigation, probably 2. And that includes people that have 150 million followers and subscribers. Not anybody that has under 1 million. Not anybody that has under 15. If you have under 25 million subscribers and you think you're going to win, stop. Again, the company that is coming for you has gone after Jeff Bezos. And subscribers. Not anybody that has under 1 million. Not anybody that has under 15. If you have under 25 million subscribers and you think you're going to win, stop. Again, the company that is coming for you has gone after Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon. Same people that are behind this. And at the end of the day, they won. He lost. He's the world's richest man. So it's obvious that it's not going to work. If you don't live here.
This is why this was proof of a frivolous litigation, because he's telling everybody the intent is that we can't afford it. But surely in Brittany's world, $15,000 covered that, right?
and there are a number of you that don't, that are being added to the case, that doesn't mean that you're not going to be compelled to come to Pennsylvania. The way it works is we file here, add you to the case, then send
compelled to come to Pennsylvania. Remember that, plaintiffs.
And an attorney from, let's say, Virginia to a court in Virginia where they'll have a hearing without you there. Virginia to a court in Virginia where they'll have a hearing without you there. They will enforce that subpoena and that case against you. And then deputies in Virginia will serve you. And if you want to be part of the case because you're a problem, it's an open invite. Ask the two people that are being added, that I'm sure if they know, cool. If they don't, they'll know tonight or tomorrow. They should know. Maybe they're keeping it quiet. But ask them what they would do different 2 weeks before today. You know.
So they went on to try to add Queen Bee and Stephen Fisher, and it was never successfully acknowledged by the courts because they did it without permission, without the proper steps, because they thought they could just change the title to add people. That's why.
What they would have done different, they would have stayed out of this because this is serious. There is a child that is missing and a corporation that's going to stop at nothing to find him. They will take you to court in all the states that they have to. They will drag you on a tour from New York to Florida to Tennessee to Pennsylvania. Everywhere we have an office, you will be there. So don't jump in. We want to work with you guys. We want to work with creators. We want to work with YouTubers. And guess what? We are. Not just the creators that are on the Sebastian case, but we're talking to some very high profile creators that have nothing to do with true crime.
And where are they all at?
Ones that
this was a year ago. Where are they all at?
Operate YouTube. Ones that their numbers are YouTube. Without them, they wouldn't be YouTube. Those are the strategies we're working on. And you can be with the likes of those creators. You can be on the right side of this, and you can end up possibly coming out of this case as not a creator, but as an individual who was part of a movement that ended the hatred that has ruined the chances of finding out dozens of missing children.
You know what? You're right, Nick. Not because I went with what you said, but I did come out on top with the help of everybody in this chat and several other creators, and in a movement of slime balls like you coming in and stopping dozens of children from being found by tricking their parents into believing that you're some type of connected private intelligence group when you don't even have the intelligence to quote civil actions in a civil lawsuit. Go fuck yourself.
A legal team that we are assembling, aside from the one we have, they deal with appellate law. They deal with the Supreme Court of the United States. And we are hiring experts.
They deal with appellate law, but you couldn't even follow appellate procedure.
In the field of essentially the rights you get as being an American, as when you're born in America, you have, or if you are a U.S. citizen, you have rights.
Yeah,
you have a constitution that
baby.
Protects those rights.
Sure do.
And there are laws. They have to be followed. So that's the update, guys. There really is nothing to report.
There's also procedural laws that have to be followed too.
Per se, except that Sebastian is still missing. And again, the goal is to bring him home by getting the skunks to slow down. And I'll stop calling them skunks when they stop spraying the hate. I wouldn't, honestly, I'm the kind of person, and if Granny's watching, I'm the kind of person that would, at the end of the day, shake your hand and say thank you for stopping that and helping us find Sebastian.
You know, a skunk represents self-respect, boundaries, energetic protection, symbolizing how to command respect and defend oneself without aggression by setting clear limits and owning one's space. They also embody duality, authentic, and quiet confidence, showing that strength comes from inner knowing, not loudness, and can even symbolize sensuality by attracting mates while repelling threats. Maybe that's why Brittany's so obsessed with me. Boundaries and self-defense, confidence and self-worth, protection, and spiritual lessons. I think I don't mind being called a motherfucking skunk.
Hey, shake your hand and say thank you for stopping that and helping us find Sebastian, if that's your goal.
The only time I'll shake your hand is when you sign my name to that check. This was manipulation. It was intimidation. It was extortion. It was everything it sounded like to everybody with a lick of sense. And the judge saw it that way too.
All our lawyers, we'd love to speak with you. We all
now, why would Nick love to shake my hand and speak with me if I'm interfering with the investigative finding of a missing child? Why would that ever be an offer one would make?
That's fine, Sebastian. If that's your goal, call our lawyers. We'd love to speak with you. We offered that to Barbecue. You know what she said?
We're
Get
all
effed.
skunks.
And now, look what she's doing.
Yeah, Barbecue said get effed, and now look, we fucking won. Hell yeah, everybody in this chat's a motherfucking skunk. According to them, we are skunks. We are the dark side. We're everything they claim us to be. I love being a skunk. Hell yeah.
Don't go down with her because you want to
dumb.
Set an example. It's not going to work, but it will work for you to have a great career on YouTube if you get away from those weirdos that are trying to drag you in and probably make you a scapegoat. That's honestly.
Isn't it funny listening back to this? The only person that had scapegoats and was blaming others was Nick and Brittany. You were their useful idiot You, Julia, Betty, that chasing crime woman, all of you were their useful idiots to be their scapegoats, which is why you had to sign an NDA, signing over your legal rights to these guys. So when the judgment comes down, they're going to turn around and they're going to slap that right back in your face and say, you're being held liable for these attorney fees and punitive damages. That's what that did. And you signed, sealed, and delivered it to them. So it's funny he's projecting his inner plans with you onto me with Barbecue.
On YouTube, if you get away from those weirdos that are trying to drag you in and probably make you a scapegoat, that's honestly the vibe I'm getting. I'm sorry. I guess I'm giving you advice that I shouldn't because it would be great on my end if they were to take you out themselves, but it's just, I don't want to give them that satisfaction.
What makes somebody walk around with an iPhone rambling like this when they're supposed to be this private intelligence group worth millions?
I know that they are that dirty, and if they're going to do that to you, we'll take you in before that.
Let me tell you, Mr. King is a wonderful attorney and a blessing to Barbecue and indirectly a blessing to me, but for that reason. So the fact that he's calling him a scumbag and everything in between, when we know damn well the only scumbags in this entire fucking litigation. Wow. Listen to him again. Don't take me in. Does it sound like I'm this criminal enterprise that's harming them for finding this missing child and did all these horrible, horrific things when this man's offering to take me in? Just give Joseph Lasniak a call and we'll take you in. Who the fuck would do that? If I did all the things they accused me of, does this sound logical?
That satisfaction. I know that they are that dirty, and if they're going to do that to you, we'll take you in before them. Even though we're the ones suing you, we are suing you only because we want you to stop breaking the law. Stop breaking the law. Stop. That's it. You can discuss the case. You can.
Do you guys hear that? Do you hear that? I don't hear it either. Matter of fact, I've never heard the sound of police sirens. Breaking what laws? It's a law to hurt your fucking feelings? He does, honestly. Joe Madre, if I could describe to you all what was happening before they entered the court, when I walked into the hallways of Delaware County Courthouse and we had the three attorneys standing there speaking with Joseph Lasniak, he was like the kid in the school play yard being schooled by the older fucking students. It was hysterical. Shaking in his boots, hysterical. Holy shit, thank you, Seashell. Thank you so much. Right, who is they? We'll take you in. Granny, read my avatar. Hold on. That reminds me of somebody. Populism, I don't know who. Merry Christmas to you, Seashell. Thank you guys so much for always being here and supporting. It really means so much to me. Thank you.
Law. Stop breaking the law. Stop. That's it.
Totally
you
small
can
dick
discuss the
energy.
case. You can give opinions. You can't say stuff like,
Can I give the opinion that Seth Rogers is the reason Sebastian has disappeared? Am I allowed to give that opinion? I've never seen no proof, nor have I ever heard Granny say these words. I've never listened to Barbecue Lady, so I can't speak for her words. I do know two people who have directly called Seth a pedophile, and neither one of them are in litigation over it. Your sister is dating your attorney, so you're doing this pro bono? Oh. My sister's been with the same guy for over 10 years, and I assure you, I wish it was my attorney. It would make things a hell of a lot cheaper, but that's stupid. That is so fucking stupid.
this individual is a murderous pedophile. You can't say that.
I
You
never
can't
did.
say that this individual had something to do with somebody that died on their yard. You can't say that. Now,
Never
the
said
fact that the people that you never
Yeah,
met
Nick, is that what Brittany told you? That I said she's the reason that kid died in her yard? Wow.
are willing to help you speaks volumes, because it does. It speaks volumes. You're taking advice from the wrong people, the
What
people
a
that are going to make
goofy
you a
mother.
scapegoat, and I feel bad.
Is it just me, or is this guy a goofy motherfucker? I mean, look at the confidence this idiot radiates. Look, it's so cringe.
It does. It speaks volumes. You're taking advice from the wrong
Your fake teeth speak fucking volumes, bro. I mean, come on.
people, the people that are going to make you a scapegoat, and I feel bad.
A
I feel bad.
scapegoat.
That's why I'm telling you this. I know we have our differences, but we are from Delco. I don't think
This is a guy suing me. Does this sound like a guy suing me or a guy that wants to take me out for a drink? Is that why you intercepted, Brittany? Were you afraid?
we ever met. But I will tell you that these TikTokers are trying to make you the scapegoat. It's obvious, because when you went on that panel, if you notice and go through the comments, you'll see that they kind of hyped you up to get on the panel.
You know what's funny? I never, ever, ever, ever a day in my life went on a TikTok panel. So this guy just fabricated. I don't even think he knew who he was going after.
Because when you went on that panel, if you notice and go through the comments, you'll see that they kind of hyped you up to get on the panel. And then they gave you the right line of questioning to go with.
I didn't get any questioning. Nick reminds me of that weasel, meerkat, ferret thing from Ice Age. Oh my God, he does. I know, it's just Irish. She was very, thank you, Cash. He does. She was very triggered for somebody who doesn't watch. Very triggered.
Their case. But I guarantee you the lawyers are saying, hey, get Granny to go on there. We can try to throw stuff on her. Do you really think that barbecue lady?
Do you think it bothers them to high hell water that my attorney and Mr. King work hand in hand? Like they've become friendly. By the way, I'm pretty sure my attorney's like well older than myself or my sister. That's weird. You guys are weird for making this shit up. Really fucking weird for those type of rumors. But does anybody have a screenshot of that rumor? I'm sure my attorney would appreciate that. More allegations of inappropriate behaviors between my attorney and myself is going to bid her very well in the end, I assure you.
Is going to save you. Please give me a break. She wouldn't save herself. This isn't an invite only. It's open invite. If you want to invite your friends, invite your friends. We've got plenty of space. We have a lot of space. I think you can have as many people as you want. So tell your friends if they want to get involved. It's never too late. Even if on the day before this is over, they can still get involved, and it'll just prolong it by another 4 years.
I would never get my friends involved, but Brittany involved hers. That's how much of a good friend Brittany is. 4 years, you say, Nick?
That's fine. But we're not going anywhere until not just that first layer of hate is gone, but until the individuals that we are speaking with every day, the likes of YouTube compliance, he's the vice president of YouTube's compliance department, the division that goes over doxing. We're speaking with TikTok's compliance for their American, they have to follow a lot of US law, given the fact that they are an overseas organization.
Oh, really?
And they are cooperating. You know why? They don't like against the law stuff. I know some of you think you're slick and you're going to wait a month or two and then try to jump in. It's not happening. We're pulling you guys in, even if we think you're good. Even if you haven't said much yet, you're getting pulled in if you said just one thing, just so we can make sure that you're not going to pop out again.
So how's this not about free speech? If you say just one thing they don't like, they're going to pull you into a frivolous lawsuit. You're so smart, Nick. Did Lesniak approve this message before you made it? Could any of you imagine her getting on a plane? She better start imagining herself.
That's been the problem that this Tennessee has had for the past year, is every time they think they solve the problem, another 15 idiots pop out with the same thing. Not happening here. We have a list of everybody that did that last time, and they're being added to the case. And we have a list of people who might do it this time, and they're being added to the case. That's the beautiful thing about RICO. You don't need to know each other. You just have to have connections that have connections that ultimately link with one another.
You know, the really beautiful thing about RICO is that this guy didn't even take 2 seconds, nor did his attorney, Lesniak, to study the predicate acts of RICO. And they ignorantly and stupidly said that defamation and harassment are predicate acts for RICO. And I assure you, they are not. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. That's my whole point. This aged so well. I can't wait till a judge hears it in person.
I am pretty sure that barbecue has a connection that 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 knows Clue, that knows every, so that's how
Notice there that it was barbecue and Clue again.
RICO works. It's not about, I don't know that person. Well, I know you don't.
Nick admittedly throughout this entire speech here admits that he did not want to pursue me. So what did make Nick pursue me? What did, if not Brittany, Nicole, non-Black Jackson? Brittany said last night the judge ruled that the merits of SLAPP didn't apply to this case. You can't help stupid. Stupid is what stupid is. You cannot help somebody so fucking stupid. What judge? The judge here? The defendants are immune from civil liability under Pennsylvania's anti-SLAPP statute. This judge? What judge? I mean, did anybody ask the fucking idiot what judge she's claiming? Because I'm rather almost positive that this here says order granting defendants motions for dismissal and requiring plaintiffs to pay defendants attorney fees and costs under the Pennsylvania anti-SLAPP statute. This means we won under the anti-SLAPP statute. But okay, Brittany.
That's the beautiful thing about it.
Whatever helps you stay awake at night.
For first modern day RICO case. And it's going to make case law because this case is going to decide if RICO is applicable.
It's going to make case law.
To make case law because this case is going to decide.
It sure is, as the first successful anti-SLAPP in Pennsylvania history.
If RICO is applicable to gangs on the internet. And we'll leave it up to the courts to decide that. But this is going to be a benchmark case because they will decide, is RICO applicable to YouTube creators? Is it? I don't know. We're asking the court. We'll find that out. And obviously you will too. As soon as we have a hearing date, we'll let you know. There will be a hearing and there will be many hearings. It's not going to be just.
Did Nick ever let the people know about the hearing date? Did he ever let them know? I don't think he did. He also said there's going to be many hearing dates. Yeah. For attorney fees and punitive damages. Yeah.
One. And as far as Granny's watching, if you are watching, this was in no way meant to slam you, but you are being taken advantage of by the other side being your co-defendant. They think that.
Wow.
Honestly, if I were you, I would have an attorney before you speak with.
I thought I'm part of this big gang. Why are you even speaking to me, good sir? Everyone said that Granny didn't need an attorney. They said she was grifting because she didn't really need an attorney.
Honestly, if I were you, I would have an attorney before you speak with her and her attorney because her attorney is telling her what to tell you and it's helping their strategy. Not that I care about strategy, but it's a shame.
I can't believe this guy thinks there's even strategy. Like, what was he thinking barbecue strategy was? Barbecue and her attorney have done nothing but help me and my attorney and vice versa. We all looked at this and knew how ridiculous it was. And we sat down and laughed together and we worked hand in hand. What strategy would we need? This is the most asinine thing I've ever heard. A strategy to throw you under the bus. No, you're a slime ball who always has a strategy to make somebody else take and be the fall guy for your antics. So in your little corrupt, wheezy rat of a mind, that's what you do. So you're projecting it. And Brittany, you are that strategy, Tuts.
And to see you get really thrown into the ringer by the same person that is protecting you, please reach out to Joe Lesniak if you want, and he can.
This is the motherfucker suing me. Is this real life?
Or by the same person that is protecting you, please reach out to Joe Lesniak if you want, and he can. If you have an attorney, put him in touch with him, and if you don't, still Joe is happy to help. You find an attorney for the first appearance, I'm sure, and also
how nice.
So you can have an.
You guys ever hear of the attorney suing you, alleging you are interfering with the search efforts of a missing child, offer you representation? Hell yeah, Granny Gang. What the fuck?
Attorney present when we discuss getting out of this thing for you, because there's a way out for some of the people that are in this. Others, there is no way out. The only way out is going to be by the judge's decision. That the judge is going to decide their ultimate fate.
So I was being offered a way out despite being this big bad guy that Brittany claims was the head of the fucking RICO? Wow.
But some of you have a way out. And Granny, you are one of them. You are somebody that has a way out. Just If you have an attorney, please have him reach out to Lesniak. If you don't, still, you could shoot Lesniak an email. You can call him.
If she were truly part of a criminal enterprise, why would you give her an out? And in a few seconds, Nick is going to say that they aren't settling, and this is going to be heard by a judge. I'm confused.
If you have an attorney, please have him reach out to Lesniak. If you don't, still, you could shoot Lesniak an email. You can call him. He's allowed to, I believe he can speak to you as long as he gets you an attorney or helps you get an attorney.
I saw it.
We will make sure that happens if we have to. Again, please reach out. Stay safe.
You're now going to help me get an attorney. This is fabulous.
Everybody stay vigilant. Stay out of the way. If you are a random person that's watching this, like no matter what, we're not ending. We're not settling. We're going.
Get out of our way or we're going to sue all of you. How's this not intimidation? Right. And then when I did contact Lesniak, they accused me of shit, right? Good point.
Going through litigation, we're going through depositions, and we're going to go to trial for some of these people.
You know what's funny? We did go through litigation. We did send off depositions, and your plaintiff, your co-plaintiff, ignored them.
We're not going to, this is going to be a 4 to 5 year litigation. Let me put that back in. This won't end until the year 2030. There's going to be a new president, a whole new world by then. That's when this is going to be over. So next time you click go live, think about that. And if you want to be stuck on that live until 2030 with the rest of the people that are, that's fine. If you do, think about that. It's going to be a very long time because by the time this thing gets to a jury, we're talking 6 years.
Somehow say that because I signed a small portion of that filing that I am responsible for everything that happens. When that couldn't be further from the case. Another thing too.
That is the case.
Other people's parts in that filing don't have anything to do with me.
You're so
I don't know how people keep getting that mixed up, but that's not how it works.
That's not how it works, y'all. I don't know how y'all keep getting that mixed up. That's not how it works, says the idiot that still won't acknowledge the judge's ruling from April 2025 that she is currently in appellate courts over. This idiot don't even know where she's at. Holy shit, she is dumb. Brittany, if the judge said that the anti-slap had no merit, can you please riddle me what we are doing in appellate court, Toots? What are we doing? What are you appealing if the judge agreed there was no merit? This girl is literally so stupid. Holy fucking shit. This is where y'all go for your true crime?
I have my part. They have theirs. You know, if something happens.
I would love for you to tell that to the judge, just so you can solidify Lesniak being sanctioned. Please do tell the judge that you were led to believe that your part was solely your part, just singularly against me. Oh, it will definitely help out your team.
With mine, that doesn't have anything to do with theirs, or vice versa. Like, because I keep hearing that argument, like, you know, so and so. I don't know. They'll say so-and-so told us a lie or something, right? Therefore, that's going to make the whole filing implode. No.
Yeah. Yes. That's the way it works.
Each person has a part. Yes, it's an entire.
The only time this thing here speaking makes sense is when she's fucking snoring. Honest to God, that's the only time she ever makes sense.
Filing, but each person has their part. And people are like, well, you should know about everybody's. No, I shouldn't. That's not the only thing that I need to focus on is my own.
Okay, we're going to take a look at the actual relief sought in this injunction because BJ wants to keep saying that she wasn't asking for anything but Granny to shut up about her. What they were really asking for did include money and several other things. And BJ, you're not separate from the rest of the plaintiffs. It is all one case. So let's look at each thing. Relief sought, wherefore plaintiffs respectfully request that this court enter judgment in their favor and against defendants, granting the following relief. And we have a preliminary injunction. And the first one is prohibiting them from disclosing or recording any private conversations. That's not a problem for Granny, so that one's not a big deal. Now, in my opinion, number 2 is where we already start seeing what I think was an attempt to railroad Granny and Barbecue into being quiet because they know that they're single mothers without the resource to defend themselves without the help of their platforms. So number 2 said direct defendants to cease the use of crowdsourcing or fundraising platforms, including but not limited to GoFundMe, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Pay, YouTube Super Chats, to solicit funds for legal defense or any other purpose related to litigation. All fundraising must be transparent and no misleading statements about the case. Again, I think that they knew that they would not be able to afford this without the help of their platforms. And this was, in my opinion, an attempt to shut them down right at the start. If they can't raise money, they can't go any further. And I think that was the plan.
Genius.
Number 3, prohibiting Granny and Barbecue, along with their associates, from making defamatory or disparaging statements regarding Seth, Tony, At Night, or any other named individuals, whether direct or
You notice that Brittany's not even named in this? That's how much they really cared about you, Brittany.
indirect, through any platform or medium to prevent further harm to plaintiff's reputation and emotional distress. Now, I don't know. Does this mean that they get to set what they say, what they think are disparaging terms? Because different people feel like different terms are disparaging. For BJ, emotional distress could be caused by her hair looks greasy. So,
So
I
true.
feel like, this is a very fine line. You could easily infringe on their free speech because you're telling them basically they can't say anything negative about any of the plaintiffs. So where's the line on that? How do they decide what?
Yes, we are currently 3-0. Clue and Cletus 1-0 against Brittany, and me 2-0. I won twice.
What is disparaging and what isn't? And then number 4 is again about doxing, directing defendants, Barbecue Granny to cease any attempts to portray, disclose, or release private information, identities, or family details of plaintiffs and associate individuals, whether through social media, public forums, any other channels, to protect safety.
Yeah, my GoFundMe, they did. No, this was all part of it. It wasn't just shut up for free. This was all part of what they wanted us to agree to.
And privacy of those involved. Okay, that's not an issue, not a big deal for number 4. Okay, number 5 is a big deal. Require defendants, Barbecue and Granny, to immediately remove any existing online content, video, post, publications that reference any of the 10 plaintiffs in a defamatory, harassing, or intrusive manner, and certify in writing that it's been permanently removed. Now, this is going to include any video.
What the crock? Thank you again so fucking much. Thank you. I call bullshit. Did they take a blood oath to the same demon? Or no, Angie? It's unbelievable. Nobody gives a fuck about that old, miserable, raggedy, balloon turned on freak.
That
looking
they
like
feel is
Pennywise.
disparaging to them. And again, I ask, who decides what is disparaging? What is harassment? Because we know that BJ has a very low threshold for harassment. So that's going to be a lot of content that Granny has to remove. And that is money lost. When you take down all of that content, you're losing revenue and view hours. So it is a big deal. And it's also infringing on free speech because there are going to be things that aren't defamatory by law, but they feel are negative towards them that she has to take down simply because they don't like what's being said about them, in my opinion. And number 6, BJ, listen up. Order defendants, Granny and Barbecue, to reimburse plaintiffs for any cost incurred in addressing or mitigating harm caused by defendants' unauthorized disclosures and defamatory conduct, including, but not limited to, legal fees, investigative costs, and any necessary remedial actions.
Investigative costs.
Now, in my opinion, they are going to try to get as much money as they can. And you have to remember, in Pennsylvania, if there is RICO charges included, all monetary awards are ×3. So what this would come down to is if they took the retainer that Lesniak usually gets from people. I know they didn't pay it, and I don't know how this would work, but if he were able to take that retainer and get that ×10 plaintiffs, so Granny and Barbecue would each owe that retainer fee. Let's say it's 100,000. I know it's not, but say it's 100,000. So they would owe that ×10, and then each 100,000 is going to be ×3. So you're going to have 300,000 ×10 plaintiffs. So whatever amount they come up to, and I don't know how they are going to determine investigative cost. Is that BJ gathering clips and how much time?
Yeah, it wasn't just free to shut up. Hey, Ann Kim. Hey, Heather. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you.
Time was actually spent on that. Is somebody keeping track of that? How much do they charge? Like, how do they figure that out?
Right.
This feels like a very generalized amount that could include a whole lot of things because it's not limited to what they listed there. So yes, BJ, there is a request for money. It is definitely involved, and it's ×10, and then ×3 if RICO is included. Okay, number 7. This is why Granny kept saying she is fighting this for everybody, because this, in my opinion, is trying to silence us as viewers, supporters, okay? Mandate that defendants inform their audiences, including followers, supporters, subscribers, and associates, which I assume are creators that they associate with, to cease and desist from all defamatory, harassing, or threatening behavior and provide evidence to the court.
Okay.
Now, again, this is what defines harassing or threatening behavior, because all people have a different threshold for that. And again, BJ's is very low. So they want Granny to come on and tell everybody that is in her audience and the creators that come on her panel, you cannot talk negatively about these 10 people while you're on my panel or while you're in my chat. So that is controlling our free speech because we should be allowed to talk about what we want, how we want. We shouldn't go into someone's chat and be told you can only talk positive about these people. That is trying to control the audience's free speech and keep us from talking negatively about BJ, about Tony, about Seth, about all of these people.
Yep.
And I think that that's exactly what this means. That is my interpretation, that they are trying to control even what her audience is allowed to.
Well, that's the part people didn't understand, Pink Hearts. At that, I didn't have the chance to just shut up. I didn't receive the C&D for the RICO to just shut up. The lawsuit was already in the courtroom, and the minute I was served, I had 20 days to respond. 20 fucking days to respond. Silence was not a choice. Not fighting it wasn't a choice. I had no choice. I was served.
Talk about. And number 8 is just any other relief that the court deems just. And that's the preliminary injunction relief. So that would go into place once it's filed and before they go in front of the judge for the actual trial. And luckily, anti-SLAPP law exists in Pennsylvania. And we see the message that Tony sent to Barbecue Lady that says basically, I don't care if I win or lose, I just want to make you pay. Basically, I'm punishing you by making you spend all this money, and I don't care if I win or lose. So anti-SLAPP shuts stuff like that down. It keeps people from being financially drained in cases that are unjust. And in this case, the judge decided that this was infringing on free speech. It was trying to shut down their free speech. So when the anti-SLAPP is granted, that should put a stop on the financial draining. Now, of course, they've appealed, so there's more financial stuff going into it. But if the court holds the anti-SLAPP judgment up, then the court fees incurred during this appeal time will also be awarded ×3. So hopefully that happens, but it was just the relief sought in the preliminary part of the injunction. And number 8 is just any other relief that the court deems just. And that's the preliminary injunction relief. So that would go into place once it's filed and before they go in front of the judge for the actual trial. And luckily, anti-SLAPP law exists in Pennsylvania. And we see the message that Tony sent to Barbecue Lady that says basically, I don't care if I win or lose, I just want to make you pay. Basically, I'm punishing you by making you spend all this money, and I don't care if I win or lose. So anti-SLAPP shuts stuff like that down. It keeps people from being financially drained in cases that are unjust.
Absolutely. If you come over to the judge's ruling, the complaint fails to allege a cognizable RICO action under Section 1962, and the responses to the anti-SLAPP motions failed to address the arguments on this issue, as raised by defendants' anti-SLAPP motions. Again, and notably, while the court permitted supplemental memoranda from all parties following oral argument as to the anti-SLAPP motion, plaintiffs failed to provide any supplemental brief in response to defendants' arguments at oral argument. So they could have responded further after the court hearing, but they didn't. Which brief could have addressed these specific issues raised by defendants. Finally, the counts of the complaint do not establish that defendants engaged in any pattern of racketeering activity, nor does it establish a RICO claim under Section 1962 of the statute. Plaintiff's responses, therefore, purport to address only 4 of the 47 counts. Counts are criminal, not civil. That's why she put counts in all caps with quotations. She's mocking how stupid it was of them to call them counts. Describing the complaint, neither in plaintiff's untimely responses nor in plaintiff's presentation to the court at oral argument did plaintiffs ever address any of the other purported 43 counts to which they allude in the complaint. The only physical exhibit attached to plaintiff's responses was Exhibit A, a photocopy of a Florida driver license as an individual who was not referenced in the response and is not otherwise a party to this case. As to the other filed response, again, there is a reference to an Exhibit B, yet appended to the response is an Exhibit A that is merely a black page containing a DocuSign envelope ID number at the top left corner. Basically, what the fuck is that? What did you even put in that? At oral argument, plaintiffs not only requested that the court expand the record by considering vast amounts of purported evidence, included but not limited to hundreds of hours of podcasts and other written documents that they chose not to submit in any form 4 months prior, but also requested a continuance of the oral argument so that where'd it go? I don't know. But basically, the judge, I mean, again, if anybody who believes Brittany that the judge said there was no merit to the anti-slap, please fucking read this. Overall, plaintiff's responses to the anti-slap motions are as unhelpful to the court's resolution thereof as the complaint, but for different reasons. Put differently, plaintiff's untimely responses are as anemic as their complaint is for abuse. As noted, the responses not only... Am I all backwards? Not only... I don't know. Not only refer to exhibits not in the record, but also simply make summary statements without any analysis that the defendant's conduct does not fall within the scope of protection afforded by Pennsylvania's anti-SLAPP statute, and that the plaintiffs have established a prima facie case for each claim. Surprisingly, given the length and breadth of the complaint's wild allegation and its 47 supposed counts, the responses to the anti-SLAPP motion contains no reference whatsoever to any of those allegations and no analysis of how any of those allegations establish any prima facie claim. Whether with respect to the 47 counts in the complaint or even just the 4 claims that the responses state flatly have been established. Put differently, plaintiff's response to the anti-SLAPP motions are not presented in a manner that helps the court discern which portions of the record actually establish a prima facie case as to each essential element of the cause of action purported to have been stated in the complaint. Basically, they gave her a bunch of fucking nothing and then lied that they gave her everything. Moreover, and particularly important in light of the stated purpose of Pennsylvania's anti-SLAPP statute, plaintiffs' unwidely and cumbersome complaint prevents defendants from discerning the salient facts and civil torts that they have supposedly violated, thus rendering the defense of such a lawsuit even more difficult and costly than a lawsuit that is drafted with directness and clarity. Although the court has attempted to decipher the complaint, the court knows that plaintiffs' untimely, paltry responses to the anti-SLAPP motion fall far short of demonstrating that immunity afforded by Pennsylvania anti-SLAPP statute does not apply in this instance, or that plaintiffs have properly pled or supported any viable cause of action against defendants. And then this part makes it very clear, and then I'll wrap this up. Although the court could grant the anti-SLAPP motions on the basis of the foregoing alone, including but not limited to plaintiff's failure to point to any allegations or evidence that demonstrates any viable cause of action against the defendants, the court has endeavored to examine the complaint to discern whether there is any basis for plaintiffs to overcome the immunity afforded defendants by Pennsylvania anti-SLAPP statute. As noted elsewhere, this effort was made difficult by the sprawling behemoth that is largely unverified complaint. Indeed, the civil complaint is a rambling and disorganized document that reads more like a salacious tabloid peppered with references to an unidentified enterprise and a host of criminal Pennsylvania and federal statutes that defendants are accused of violating. In 350 paragraphs, the complaint identifies 10 plaintiffs, although only 8 of them purport to assert any counts against the defendants, alleges various facts, including a brief background followed by a timeline that spans a dozen pages, and sets forth various additional facts under headings for 3 of the plaintiffs, Seth, Tony, and Brittany Nicole, not Black Jackson. Therefore, after sections whatever the complaint then purport to set forth various counts on behalf of some, but not all of the plaintiffs. Simply put, the complaint in this case nearly impedes judicial review because it is poorly pled and lacks a coherent and logical presentation of the material facts on which the causes of action are based, and a concise and summary form as required by Pennsylvania Rule of Civil Procedure. Pennsylvania is a fact-pleading state and requires a greater degree of particularity and organization than the complaint in this case provides. What fucking part of that does the judge say anti-SLAPP does not exist here? Matter of fact, look at this part. Indeed, by appearance and substance, the complaint does not seem to have been prepared by a practitioner, aka Joseph Lasniak, with more than 20 years of litigation experience. If anything, the complaint reads more like a pleading that the Scrivener intended to file in a criminal proceeding, as it refers throughout and consistently to criminal statutes, but even viewed through such a lens, the meandering presentation of the facts supporting supposed violations of the law is almost incomprehensible. Referenced over 50 exhibits, absolutely none were attached. I mean, what fucking part of this says we disagree that this is anti-slap? She actually goes on to say it has all the hallmarks. If I could just find where. As to Betty, as to Brittany, as to Nick, as to Miss Jackson. Pennsylvania's anti-SLAPP statute provides that a party may move to recover attorney fees and court costs and expenses of litigation under Section 8340.18. Defendants Trude and Sang requested such an award in their anti-SLAPP motions. Pennsylvania anti-SLAPP statute is clear that if, as here, a court finds that a party is immune under Section 8340.15, then the court shall award the immune party attorney fees, court costs, and expenses of litigation jointly and severally against each adverse party that asserted the cause of action. In light of the court's findings herein, including but not limited to that the defendants are immune from civil liability for the claims attempted to be pled in the complaint, the court must grant the defendant's request for such an award. While Pennsylvania's anti-SLAPP statute does not preclude punitive damages, this court declines to award such damages at this time. It is hereby ordered and decreed as follows. Our action asserted against the base of the defendant's protected public expression is granted. Holy shit, she don't get it. I mean, it sounds like it reads like a dismissal. That girl's as dumb comes, man. Dumb as dumb comes. But, yeah. So when Brittany says I lie about how many people saw my docs, just the 3 streams we totaled up together equated to over 55,000 people. When Brittany says that I exaggerated the harm that this has had on me, I just proved to you all today. I digress. She's a bullshitter. When Brittany says that I am not the reason this is happening, that she didn't do this, she's a fucking liar, and that was proven in that timeline. Everything I've shown you today debunks everything she said last night. And at this point, I am done proving my point that Brittany did this, and I'll allow the judge to say it. I appreciate you all being here today. If you haven't, please consider hitting the thumbs up. Have a very Merry Christmas Eve. And I will be live tomorrow for a place for everybody to come if you're alone or you have nobody to celebrate with. I sincerely appreciate all of your support. Thank you all for listening to me ramble today and get that all off my chest once again to prove that the only reason I was accused of running a RICO is because Brittany, not Black Jackson, couldn't handle the fact that there was a chance Nick may have came on my panel. That's it. That's all. Not because I doxed the house, not because I interfered with search efforts for a missing child, not because I'm actually running a RICO operation. No, because she is fucking insecure. And you're an idiot, Brittany. The judge did not say our slap had no merit, you fucking buffoon. Go educate yourself. Bye, friends.